The second match of the day, and it is the Middle Belt Tigers and the Central Eagles for their third fixture of this Nigerian Super League. Earlier on, my colleague Ajida Gwashin was in the middle for the toss.
Good afternoon and welcome to Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval, the home of cricket and venue for the Nigeria Super League. This is day 4, match 8, a tantalizing encounter between the home team, the Central Eagles, led by the captain, Peter Aho, the away team, the Middle Belt Tigers, led by their captain, Sulaiman Rushewe, and of course, ICC Africa umpire, Taiwo Oladujoye, standing as the third umpire. My name is Oluwaseun Ajidagba. Let's get this going. Ladies and gentlemen, toss done and dusted. The away team captain, the Middle Belt Tigers, Sulaiman Rushewe, won the toss and will be asking him what he wants to do. Sulaiman, you've won the toss. What do you intend to do?
Bowl first.
You want to bowl first. What informed decision to bowl first?
Due to the first game, wicket looks hold up and there's no much sun out here, so we're hoping the sun stays throughout so that we can bat well towards the second inning.
Sulaiman, you've done 2 out of 2. You want to emulate what the Northern Lions have done to do 3 out of 3. Are there changes to the side that's played in the last game?
Yeah, definitely. Elijah is in now for Udekwe Kosi, and I think that's the only one change we have today.
Now that you are bowling first, what do you intend to reduce your opponent to in the first innings?
I will restrict them to the minimum total that we can chase. That's all.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Well, you just heard from the captain who won the toss, Sulaiman Rushewe, and he elected to bowl. I'll now be talking to the captain of the home team who lost the toss, Peter Aho. Peter Aho, you are going in to go and bat. If you had won the toss, what would you have done?
I would have batted.
That means you played into your advantage. Are there changes to the side that played in your previous game?
Yes, we are bringing back shot back and Emmanuel.
Now that you are batting in the first innings, what kind of total do you want to score so that when you get into the second innings, you'll be able to defend it?
Considering the ground, we'll be looking to score like 160 plus. Try to limit our opponents. Yeah.
160 plus. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
All right, you just heard from Peter Hall. He played into my hands. I wanted to bat first, and we want to score 160. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a tantalizing encounter. It is match 8, day 4 of the Nigeria Super League. This is the home of cricket, and this is where the game lives. It's the battle of the eagle versus the tiger. Who wins? Only time will tell. All the best to the two teams. My job is...
There you had it at the middle with the Middle Belt Tiger electing to field first, sending in the Central Eagles to come in and set the runs on the board. Already 2 wins from 2. It is starting off with the Central Eagles squad. It is the captain, Peter Aziz Waris, Chima Akachuku, Emmanuel Boniface, Mohamed, Salim Salah, the informed batter, Hussein Prosper, also still in the team, Adebayo Samson, Happy Backshaw, he's back in the team, Oladejo Emmanuel, Ubo Ifain, and Abdul Rashid. Those are the starting 11 for the Central Eagles. Seun Ajaga, please tell us the team for the Middle Belt Tigers.
Thank you very much, Peter Oladoshu, Sulaiman Rushewe, Captain Rashida Bolarin, Awodele Shino, Ehosa Agedo Destiny, Undudubem Elochuku, Okwara Umba, Orimolade Pelumi, Osai Gbokan, Solomon Chilemaya, Ogunaike Folajimi, Kosiso Udekwe, and Olaleye Olayinka Elijah. It's great to be back. Thumbs up to my colleagues who took you through what happened between the Northern Lions and the Western Dolphins. A battle of two teams with contrasting results. Northern Lions 3 out of 3. Western Dolphins no win in 3. And will Middle Belt Tigers get their 3rd win, or will Central Eagles get their 2nd win and inflict the first loss on the Middle Belt Tigers? The two opening batters for the Central Eagles Salim Salau and Happy Backshaw will be happy to be back in the squad. But the big question is, a lot is expected of Happy Backshaw, who is back replacing Peter Isari.
They didn't have the very first day at the office for Happy Backshaw on the first match, going out without registering any run on the board, and didn't really come back in the field setup. But he's back now and he's given another chance. Middlebelt Tiger will be looking to join the Northern Lions at that top of the table with maximum amount of points, and also secure the second slot in the playoff rounds. Both teams have been one of the most electrifying and intense playing teams. That is, I'm talking about the Middlebelt Tigers and the Northern Lions. But right now, we're coming back to this match. The Central Eagles having the informed Salim Salau. They didn't have the best of games either, Salim Salau. Talking about yesterday's encounter, yesterday's game, where he went out quite very early, I would say.
Well said. And you have to say that the lion and the tiger have something in common. They like to be in the jungle. Big shout out to our two umpires. Umpire Wale Adekoya, one of the finest. And of course, cool, calm, collected umpire Sukomi Odedele. And the third umpire for today, umpire Taiwo Oladejoye. All three umpires, calm umpires, you want to say. But more importantly, big shout out to all the other umpires. Habib Dairu, Amoto Enesi, Temitope Oniko Ijabar, Kende Olambiwonu, and of course, Ramon Adelakun. And big shout out to the man who is in charge of the tournament, Rixin Tete.
Big shout out to the first ball of the inning, Abolari Abdurrashid, coming in for the first time opening bowling for the Middlebelt Tigers, and he's starting off on a strong foot. A swing and a miss. A top ball to start the in for the Central Eagles. Central Eagles have only picked up one win, losing to the Northern Lions, and now they're going up against the Middlebelt Tigers. And mind you, the Middlebelt Tigers are just one win away from joining the Northern Lions in that playoff spot. Salim Salah finally ticks it with a flick to the leg side, square leg region, and gets himself off strike, and Backshaw finally having that chance at redemption, having going out quite early on match day one. Hasn't found his rhythm, Backshaw, but since he's back, it means that he is better, and remains to see him execute what he's been working on, with not just the rest days, but that time off from yesterday's fixture.
This is very important to Backshaw. He needs to do what we call redemption and bring himself back into the squad. A bit of conversation here and there about Happy Backshaw, and the thought is about Backshaw likes to slug as against facing the new ball. But who is Shiwaji Dagba when it comes to coaching? I can't decipher for the coaches who know better than I do, and I've decided to put him to go and bat as the opener. But the man is under intense pressure. He needs to deliver. He needs to justify why he was included in the squad after missing out of yesterday's game.
And not just him, there's a lot of players that really need to step up for the Central Eagles with the bat as well as the ball. Happy Backshaw, 2 balls is fit so far. Not run he's been able to register, and not even a contact with the face of the bat. He's starting off slowly, not found his rhythm yet. He needs to try and keep himself longer, probably take enough time to understand how the bowling is coming from Abolari Abdurrashid, one of the most effective bowlers, not just for this Nigerian Super League, but in Nigerian cricket as a whole.
If you look at the batting stance of Backshaw, almost in line with my thoughts about someone who should be coming in as a middle order batter, coming in to slug, and not necessarily facing those new balls, because his intent is clear that he just wants to clear the fence, he wants to clear the areas, and in missing those things, he continues to have pressure being piled on him. And let's see whether he will register his first run that would look more like breaking a voodoo. You see that action, well left, a shot that is approved by International Cricket Council and is yet to get a run to his name. Peter.
Yeah, slow start for the Central Eagles back show, facing 4 of the allocated balls and not able to edge that one. And Salim Salau will be on strike to start the second over. And one thing the Middle Belt Tigers have done is they are not afraid to bring in a spin bowlers very, very early. We saw in the first match day where Undubudim was given the ball to come in and spin, which he really struggled in that first over, but as the game went on subsequently, he was able to find his rhythm. And now he's having to come in from the pavilion end and spin to the informed Salim Salah, who couldn't replicate his first match form of 83, only able to register 20 yesterday. And in this game, we'll be looking to register even more and extend that gap on top of the batting scorecard.
Absolutely, and well said there by Peter. I like to slurringly call his name because his name is very, very trickish to call. Undubudem Elochukwu. The youngster got his opportunity in Abuja when the second West Africa Trophy was hosted by Nigeria at the Moshood Abiola Cricket Stadium, the Package B. And these are familiar foes facing each other. Undubudem is bowling to a teammate of his at the national team, but at club level, they operate on different planes. Salim Salau. Salim Salau is shell-shocked SS, which is a bat that used to reign back in the days. What is going on, Peter?
You can tell just from the intent and that celebration. But quickly, when we go back to that ball that took out Salim Salau, it was so close of a ball and very quick of a decision by the umpire. I'm not sure even Salim Salah wasn't even certain, but seeing that umpire's finger go up in the air, he just had to respect that decision and go out. The call certainly stood as that ball was an edge according to the umpire, and Salim Salah, the most informed batter, the main batter for the Central Eagles, has had to go out very, very quickly. And Undubudem seems to have injured himself. They were celebrating, but you can understand why he's celebrating so hard. This is currently the person topping a batting scorecard, and you expect him to slug it and stay as long as possible. I think at the moment, in this batting inning, he posed the bigger threat, and he has been sent out.
The replay says everything, and the on-field umpire, Sukomi Odedele, says, I see clearly, in spite of me using glasses. I saw that clearly, and in comes Mohamed Moshood. One was SS, shell-shocked. This is Mohamed Moshood.
Lovely display of the bat, Moshood not letting any ball actualize off that spin, and off the first bounce, his bat was awaiting that contact. And no round would materialize, and 3 more balls to be bowled. has already seen through it. Didn't want to buy into that. That would have been an LB at depth in contact with the pad and missing the bat. And Moshood is trying to stay there and play out this over, seeing just how quickly a wicket has fallen. And he gets his reward for his temperament. Mohamed Moshood gets himself off strike, escaped that scare. And Happy Backshot, who is still yet to register a run off the last 4 balls faced, will be facing the last ball of this over by Undubudim.
I worry for Happy Backshot. And I hope the happiness we all crave for as human beings is either Happy Backshot is happy batting or the fielding side are happy getting his wickets. Run out chance. That was fumbling at his apex from Rashid Abolari. Else, it could have been a different story entirely. But things are not going according to plans. And these two have to salvage a situation. Their current run rate is at 2.00. This is abject. And if he continues this way, which I doubt it would, the projected score will be at 40. 2 overs gone, 1 wicket down, 4 runs on board. Mohammed and Happy Backshot batting for the Central Eagles.
Back to wide, all started for Backshot, and Abolari Rashid couldn't get a run off any of the first 4 deliveries that he had faced off Abolari's ball. And now it is another over for Abolari, and Backshot, being the man on strike, still hasn't been able to make a proper contact with the bat. Could have been an edge. Luckily took his bat out of the way in time, as no wicket appeal will be materialized. So far, there have been a lot of fielders in the inner ring with only a third man and deep fine leg being employed. Middlebelt Tigers certainly are not going to just sit around and let Central Eagles take any run. They are going to have to fight for it. Takes his body away Backshot and keeps swinging hard, but there is no contact, as the only contact point is with the air and the atmosphere. Billy needs to make contact with that ball now. 3 of 3. Only one bowler so far has bowled a maiden, and that bowler being the bowler of the Northern Lions, Becky Mubarak Ayomide. Abolari, 3 of 3. That is 7 consecutive balls to bowl to Backshot, no runs out of it. Too much swing behind that ball by Abolari. Put a lot of swing, ball went out wide and out of stretch for the wicket keeper. But the Central Eagles couldn't capitalize on it, only able to add 1 run to that board, given the chase that occurred. A Backshot is off strike for the first time in Abolari's over without having to hit a ball off the bat. And very quickly, Mohamed Moshood, with only 1 run on the board, will be on strike. Similar struggle for Mohamed Moshood. Backshot couldn't make contact, and neither is he. Looking at that ball similarly, there was an appeal there, and it was certainly very clear as there was no point in time where there was contact between bat and ball.
What was going through my head, only Mohamed Moshood can explain why he's going to fish a ball that is not threatening your stumps. It's a bit dangerous doing so. And eventually he connects. And one thing they are doing is to stop those boundaries and make the field difficult for Central Eagles to even score runs. A big credit to Rashid Abolarin, one of those players who was instrumental to Nigeria qualifying for our first ever World Cup in Namibia. Against all the odds, the journey all started from Division 2, and on getting to Division 1, beating countries who were ranked higher than them, countries like Namibia, Uganda, Kenya, even Syria alone proved to be the toughest nut to crack, and they got that ticket. Finally, Happy Backshaw can be happy that he has runs to his name. 2 overs gone, getting into the third one, gone. 8 runs, 1 wicket down. We've seen 2, we've seen 3, and the runs are nothing to write home about.
Yeah, you have to praise the bowling of not just Undubudim, but as well Abolarin to take that ball and come in to bowl. And Undubudim is already on a stellar performing form right now as he sits. In the last game, both overs given up only 7 runs and 2 wickets to his name. Oh, wrong call, and that is another wicket. Miscommunication occurring as that ball was nowhere within running space, and they took a gamble, and that season that wicket followed. Moshood felt that he was in the space of running and took off without consulting on Backshaw, who wasn't in at any point in time prepared for a running opportunity.
Who eventually now leads that place. The 2 of them look like they don't want to go, but Happy Backshaw has to leave an unhappy person. The question is, what exactly happened? Let's see that again.
Yeah, if you look at it properly, at the time of the stumping, he had already gone beyond the line. So Backshaw is the one to go out, given that Moshood was already ahead of him in terms of the crease line. So they had already been a distance cross, and Backshaw did not make a move. Moshood was already at the other end, so Backshaw was supposed to compliment by going back. He failed to do that, and he is the man who will walk out.
Happy Backshaw is having a tournament he wants to forget in a hurry. How do you explain playing? See that again on replay. There was just breaking communications, and like we say, if you cannot communicate properly and effectively, you don't play the game of cricket. You could see the disgust in the face of Undubudem, like he wants to break the stumps rather than just use the ball to touch it. Now we have 8 and 9, and not batter 8 and 9, but people putting on jersey number 8 and 9. In comes Emmanuel Oche Boniface.
Plays it above the infield, 1 bounce to the ropes, 4 runs for the Central Eagles, much needed, as this game has been off to a slow start. They haven't really been very explosive with the bats, and this is a very huge boost needed. 4 runs after that wicket fall. Picked it off the first bounce and sent it in the direction of the spin, playing in sync with that initial spin. Goes a second time, and this time it is back-to-back for the blueprints for Undubudim's bowling have been opened, and Mohamed Moshood has unlocked that space already quickly into double figures of that last 2 balls. It is 10 runs for Moshood and 16 for the Central Eagles. Looking back at that replay, It is similar to the first ball, and this time around met it at a much lower height, but still sent it in the same region. And now the field has been expanded. The third man has been brought in. And now a long on and deep mid wicket are the two employed fielding positions to curb on that which Moshood has started. This time trying to cut it in between the gap, but Awodele Shino was there, the man who was responsible for that first run out and also took a spectacular catch yesterday after an initial fumble, and he was there to back it up. Suleiman Rusewe, the captain of this side, has so much of a bowling energy from the two teams. The Mighty Lions and the Middlebelt Tigers are two of the most compact and disciplined and efficient bowling sides in this tournament. They know how to keep those runs limited whenever they find themselves on the fielding side. End of the fourth over, it is 16 on the board that the Central Eagles have been able to put up, and they've lost 2 wickets in the process.
Yeah, you can say that again. Thank you very much, Peter. Back-to-back fours in those over was the relief that the Eagles needed. They are expected to soar and soar above the sky. And for the Tigers, they are really clawing their way into the batting lineup of the Eagles. Getting into the fifth over, he will continue. Like they say, if it's not broken, you don't fix it. Rashida Bolari has been told to hold on for a while as they bring on the man who has won back-to-back player of the match, and only 2 players have achieved that feat, and that is Ehosa Agedo Destiny and of course Sylvester Okpe. And that was a fumbling from Folajimi.
Osha Boniface still on strike, only having registered 2 as of yet, but they're still very much behind. At the current run rate isn't anything to write about, but it is still the start. And seeing 2 wickets drop consecutively, you can understand why there is going to be a delay in terms of explosiveness, as they want to try and push while maintaining their wickets.
Much better recovery from Ehosa. Aside from that, butterfly fingers, you want to call it, or fumbling from Folajuwon Ogunaike, you would say that he would have been talking about dot balls. What a delayed one, trying to threaten the wickets of Emmanuel Oche Boniface. The Eagles would hope for a partnership that can span a longer time as against what we are seeing. Salim Salah and Happy Backshot gone. The 2 opening batters, and now they have to start again from ground zero.
That would have been a catch of the tournament if he had been a little bit lower. But that was a much needed 4 runs for the Central Eagles. And who else if not Emmanuel Boniface finding that gap? That ball has been consistently bowled in that line, and he waited for that right moment, picking it even before the first bounce and just angling his bat in the right position to take it over the infielders A big dive was followed, but it wasn't enough to reach with that ball. And the Central Eagles can boast of 4 more runs. Has his revenge, Egosa. After that caught, this time swings in, coming for the stumps instead, and Oche Boniface couldn't deal with it amicably. Lost his wicket there, edging it into the gloves of the awaiting wicket keeper. That is 2 caught behinds for the wicket keeper, and 3 wickets have been lost for the Central Eagles. How is this game going? I do not know how this has happened so too quickly, Sheung.
This is not according to the script. The bowling came from Edo to Kaduna and eventually landed in Edo. Ehosa bowling to Oche Boniface, who plays for Kaduna, and lands in the waiting hands of Solomon Chilemaya, one of the finest wicket keeper we have in Nigeria. And that's the 3rd wicket. This is almost looking like things fall apart. And in comes a new batter for the Central Eagles, Chima Akachuku.
This is similar to the first game where we saw so many wickets falling. It was clear as a day. Big dive by the wicket keeper, and again back to the game. This is similar to the first game, the Western Dolphins and the Northern Lions, where wickets were falling quite very quickly, given how fast the runs were climbing and plummeting for the Western Dolphins. But now the runs are not coming, but certainly the wickets are ticking down, and every time a wicket falls, it is just another mountain of pressure on the Central Eagles. They have 1 win, the Central Eagles, but they are not even yet on the fence of a playoff position if they do not win more games to set themselves in that place. Edge, and this time the keeper wasn't really there to hold on to the ball. You can't blame him. That ball was edged far out of reach, and it is 4 runs. Intentional move there by Mohamed Moshood, not wanting to score off the front and just angling his bat, placing his bat just off and closer to that ball and taking advantage of the distance.
Now, Undubudem Eluchuku has been told to hold on, and a new bowler coming in, and the first ball of the 6th over, which ends the power play by Folajuwon Ogunaike, ends in the boundary. I must say this, that is my thoughts. This Nigeria Super League, fantastic idea, reminiscent of what you see in the Tata IPL. But I must say, I am slightly disappointed about some things where you see a team scoring a total of 86. This is more like a big competition and also more like a preparatory competition for the national team. And you shouldn't be seeing that kind of total. Why you want to give props, you want to give accolades to the bowlers for doing their job. We have a competition that has elite batters. When you are an elite batter, it means you are at that A level. When you are a core batter, it means you are an emerging superstar. So I expect that the game is bad. You should be seeing nothing less than 150 in every game. That's my thought. I might be wrong, but again, I'm just bearing my opinion that in a competition like this, we can't be seeing a total of 80. Everybody's out. No, it's not good for the brand, and the teams must do better.
Yeah, I also have to agree with you, Sharon, on that one. But not as much, you cannot take away credit from the bowlers, as they have also been excellent bowling on perfect length, and in sync, making sure that the fielders don't have to do too much or give out too many runs. They've been very, very economical, the bowlers, and the batting side, once frustration has started to set in, after trying several times to make contact that were traveled nowhere, they will want to explode at some point, because you cannot keep a batter in a T20 format in his popping crease that long without, either getting his wicket or him sledging you. So when there is no runs coming, it has to come from somewhere, either inside or with a big shot. And that is what I've been happening most of the time. Controlled bowling. And there you can see that patience with Chima waited, saw that swing, and angling his bat just outside, playing it over the infield into the deep region. It is still in the power play and he's taking advantage of that, playing into the long off region. And that is 4 more runs for the Central Eagles.
There is one consistent question you have always asked every day, Peter, and that is, when are we going to see a team face 36 good balls, which is 6 overs, without losing a wicket? And look at what we are saying. We already have 3 wickets before the power play ends. Oh, lovely piece of fielding there. That was great athleticism. And if I had said something that comes to mind now, I'm sure you will criticize me, because that fielding reminds me of myself when I was still much active. That was great athleticism. I need you to say one word about that fielding.
That was exceptional and desperate. It is still the first inning, which means every run matters. You don't know the total that Central Eagles might put on the board. So if you can cut them 1 run short, why not? And he did just that, reducing that 4 to 3. And what a fantastic way to end the first overs of the power play for the Central Eagles. 35 they've had, but they've lost 3 wickets in the process. An expanded field will be set. And let's see if the Central Eagles can maximize on that open field setting and score runs running in between the wickets.
Thank you very much, Peter. And with the end of the power play, we are going to be having a new person coming into the commentary position. And those are the wickets that we have seen within those periods. And ladies and gentlemen, we can't thank enough our big sponsors who have made this possible: Rooster Advisory, Sego Family Foundation, EMR Mining Limited, Dafabet, AS Energy, the Nigerian Cricket Federation. We'd like to say big shout out to you. Wherever you are, all these people, take a bow. And I welcome Ajao to the commentary position.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Shion Ajidagba. A pleasure to be here with you. It's 6.1 overs, 35 runs for loss of 3 wickets. Central Eagles trying to pile up runs against these middle belt Tigers. I will start to continue from the Court of Appeal end. Oh, tight one there, close, but no scare, not out, says the batting end umpire, Sunkomi Odedele.
And see that again, why it wasn't going to happen is that the person at that square leg position, umpire Sunkomi Odedele, has a clear view of what happened. At some point in time, it looked like the players got into each other's way. But you have to give the batter also that benefit of the doubt. The reason Ehosa has won 2 player of the match in 2 consecutive games is what we are currently seeing.
Yeah, you can say that again. Disciplined bowling. He's picked his mark and he's tried to put the ball there as much as possible. Just a shade outside of stumps. Also has been clinical in his bowling. And it's brilliant slower ball there. and good reading. The Batman picked it up early enough, so he didn't bother swinging, just defended his wickets. Very good thinking from Ehosa. He's a seasoned cricketer, played for Edo State Cricket Association, senior player in that team. Played his cricket at foreign for some seasons. And a trickle one there, just one run from that. Chipping it down the leg side. Picking up very vital single there.
Extension of the arm by the on-field umpire. Wale Adekoya says just one thing. The bowler has to bowl the ball again, but one extra run will be allotted to the batting side. And one more good ball, emphasis on good ball to be bowled, and we'll have come to the end of the 7th over.
Brilliant batting there. Did you see that? You catch that, Shenwadi Dagba? And umpire Wale Adekoya has done well to keep his posture. The breeze just took his hat off, and that didn't bother him from doing his duties. He kept his position, and the ball was delivered. A dot ball there. See that again on replay.
Thank you very much, Olumide. 7 overs gone, 38 for 3. This is not where the Eagles want to be, but that is where they have kept them. See how the breeze took out that.
Funny moments there. He's a seasoned umpire as well, umpire Wale Adekoya. So he kept his composure, didn't worry about that art, focused on the game and got that delivery through.
There's nothing you want to do because the bowler is already trying to take action. So nothing you can do than to focus on the game. And Undubudem is back again into his 3rd over. But more importantly, the 8th over of this game. And bowling to a batter who hit him for 2 fours in that over where he bowled, and that was the 6th over.
Yeah, Dubem has come back strong in this over after those 2 blows in the last over, 2 consecutive 4 runs. He's come back strong. He's picked up 3 dot balls in this over against Mohammed. Very tight, disciplined bowling from Dubem. 4 dot balls. It shows the confidence his captain, Sulaiman Rushewe, has in him to open the bowling with a spinner, having just 2 people outside the inner ring. Very risky. Batsmen will attack you, but Dubem is giving confidence from his captain, and is taking that on, shouldering the responsibility and doing it very, very well.
Yeah, you can say that again. The side has got plethora of bowlers. We've seen Rashid bowl, we've seen Undubudem, Elochukwu bowl, and of course, you have to say that Folajuwon Ogunaike also bowled, even when that bowling was slightly expensive, but they still got other bowlers. Sulaiman Rushewe also, on his own, is also a bowler. You've seen Ehosa Agedo bowling. There's also Orimolade Pelumi, who is also a bowler. Awodele Shino is also a bowler. So they still got players who can do that job. But after the completion of the 8th over, we are 39 for 3. And the current run rate is at 4.88. The projected score at this stage will be less than 100. And that's not what the Central Eagles will want to post, knowing that that will be a difficult score. But let's see what happens. Ewosa is back again from the Court of Appeal end. He's picked by Mohamed Moshood, and just one run.
It's 40 for 3. 8.1 overs delivered in this inning. Chima Kachuku, 7 of 5 deliveries. Mohamed, 18 of 24 deliveries. Short delivery there. He's tried to hook him, but miscued. He still gets a single from there anyway. He went hard on him, miscued. Also trying his best to get those dot balls in for his team. Chima Kachuku and Mohamed standing tall at the center. They know what is required. They need to put runs on the board, but they need to do it in a disciplined way. We've not seen disciplined batting in this tournament. A lot of catches. We've not seen that temperament required from a batsman to carry a team through, apart from the likes of Sylvester Okwe that has shown a lot of promise, comes with a lot of experience, and wide swing there, just picks out a fielder. No run from there. You should give it up to this middle belt Tigers. I want to see them like the team we watched in the morning, Sylvester Okwe's Northern Lions. Very tidy in the field. Field setting, bowling options. A chance there at a direct hit is missed. They are taking the field on for a second one, and they get it. I was just going to be saying their fielding is exceptional, but some lackluster here and there, but you should give it to them. They've bowled very well. They've bowled to their field. The options for bowling, like you said, a lot of bowlers for Rushewe to use, and he's using them quite well. Just similar to how Sylvester Okwe, rotates his bowlers. Again, Agedo proving difficult to put away.
One more good ball, and we'll come to the end of the night over. And one over to go for us to have a deserved drinks break. Ehosa has 1 wicket to his credit and has given away 12 runs. But Mohamed Moshood still trying to tick those boxes, score those runs, and probably take his team to a comfortable position. After the completion of the night over, 44 for 3, the current run rate less than 5, 4.89, and the projected score would stand at 98, 2 short of an half century. Chima Kachuku has faced 6 balls and scored 8 runs. Mohamed Moshood, quick fire, has scored 21 from 28 balls.
Good to see a partnership going on. This is what we want to see. More of this. Let's see top order batsmen. Keep a partnership going on. Build on that. Let's see the middle order batsmen coming in to complement that foundation that has been set. But we've not really seen any solid foundation set by openers and top order batters in this tournament. We want to see that. We want to see some discipline and create chances for catches. And that wasn't quite middle, landed no man's land. Mushewe bowling from around the wicket, right armer to a right-handed batter. Picked up a dot ball.
Sulaiman Rushewe coming from the pavilion end into his first over, but more importantly, the last over for us to go for a deserved drinks break. And he has bowled 3 good balls with 3 more good balls left. Chima Akachuku playing against a familiar face. At some point in time, they were together at the same club, Ibeju, Lekki Cricket Club 1. But what binds Chima and Sulaiman together, the fact that they represent the pace setter state, that's your state, when it comes to the National Sports Festival.
Good to see teammates turn rivals at this tournament. And that's a wicket there. A catch by Abolari, Rashid, Rushewe, gotten the breakthrough, captain taking the responsibilities. And the ball scooped up in the air towards cover region. And steady hands of steady land, long phalanges of Abolari, tall, lanky guy, scooped that ball. And the wicket of Chima Akachuku is gone for just 8 runs of 10 deliveries.
With that wicket, we've come to the drinks break. They didn't wait for it to happen. And you can see Coach Ademola Onikoyi of Central Eagles cutting a dejected figure. From his look and body language, it suggests they are not playing according to plans. And the third umpire, Taiwo Oladunjoye, is going to go and meet his other colleagues, Sukomi Odedele and Wale Adekoya. And that also affords the coach of Middlebelt Tigers, Daniel Gim, to also have a conversation with his team. We'll be back after the drinks break. It is 45 for lots of 4 wickets.
Welcome back. It's the end of water break. It's 45 for the loss of 4 wickets after 10 overs of play. And play is resuming now. I'm in the com box with Shinwa Jidagba, presenting this game to you live from the Tafawa Balewa Square Cricket Oval. It's the Central Eagles against the Middle Belt Tigers. Game that promised to be interesting. There's a foundation set here, 45 for 4. I hope this team, Central Eagles, will be able to complement. Like you say, they want to accelerate. They want to, complement. Shinwa Jidagba, you can enlighten me more on the ICC.
In comes Prosper Hussaini to partner with Chima Akachuku, former teammates. But then what you were talking about is the new things. Apologies, Chima was out. I'm talking about Mohamed Moshood and Prosper Hussaini. They both play for different clubs. Prosper Hussaini plays for Super Eagles Cricket Club. Used to play for Ibejuleki Cricket Club 1. Mohamed Moshood at some point in time also had a stint with them, but now plays for MRI Warriors. They are warriors, but they don't fight. And talking about what my colleague asked me, the first 6 overs is launched. The 7th to 14th over, they will tell you to consolidate. The 15th to 17th over, acceleration. And 18th to 20th over, finishing. Shina Udele is coming from the Court of Appeal.
Yeah, thank you for the clarification, Shinwa Jidagba. We would like to see all that play out in this game. An opportunity for a run out directed, missed. And some extra runs will be taken from there. Good backup though. A certain mix-up between Prosper Hussaini and Mohamed. They need to get their communications right. They need a partnership going on. Mohamed standing tall. He's occupied the crease. He's played very well, setting this foundation. 49 for 4, 10.4 overs. Prosper needs to play around him. Prosper is known for his big eating shots, his sixes. He needs to pick his shots. Selection, very important. Shot selection. Another single there, quick one. Easy single. Shina Awodele having to bowl the last ball of his first over. Brought into the attack. Conceded 5 runs thus far. And slapped away. And that fielder at the boundary couldn't do much. Tried throwing his body in the line of that ball, but the ball eventually crossed the boundary ropes for a 4. Brilliant shot there, was slapped. Width on offer. You can see that again. Gave him so much weight. We know who Prosper Hussaini is. And you can see that diving effort from Dubem, trying to save that ball from entering the boundary, but there was power behind that ball, plenty of pace. And like you said, Ajidagba, I think the Central Eagles are trying to step on gas now. They need to start getting that boundaries. If you want to see a 150 scoreboard at the end of this inning, you need to get those boundaries. You need to see those shots.
At the center, prior to the commencement of this game, when I went for the toss, he won the toss. Sulaiman Rushewe, and he elected to field. And I asked Peter, if he had won the toss, what would he have done? Peter said, I would have loved to bat, which meant Sulaiman played into his hands. And what is the total you want to put up? He said 150 and above. But with what we are seeing, it's like what Sulaiman said he was going to do, reduce them to a total that is easy for them to maneuver in the second innings, is what he's playing out. And the same Sulaiman is the one bowling now into his second over. And the fact that they are restricting too many boundaries is what is really worrying the team Central Eagles.
Yeah, they should be worried. He wanted to field first, and he's gotten his mark. Now he's taking the responsibility. He's taking the responsibility. He's bowled a very good first over. He's coming again. He's delivered 2 dot balls and a single. He knows what he's doing. He has a game plan as the captain of the team, and is quietly running that game plan. It's 55 for 4. We've reduced this current run rate to about 4.78. If it continues like this, we'll have only 96 runs on board at the end of this inning, which Shehu is not going to be too happy with. Another slap there by Prosper Hosseini. Finds the fielder in the deep. They're taking on that fielder for 1, and they're taking 2 there. Good running between wicket, Prosper. He knows what is required. You need to take your legs and do the job. If you don't get the desired boundaries you're aiming for, you need to run between wickets. You need to run hard. Take the first one hard, so the second one easy, so you don't get mixed up in the middle. And Prosper is in the air. No man's land. Easy single.
And I also want to put out this rejoinder to what Ajao said, that Shehu will not be too happy. It's not the case of Shehu. I'm sure you also will not be too happy to see a low total. We want to see fights. We want to see big score being put on board, and then we'll have a game at hand, not looking at it on the face value and saying this total is almost looking like the opponents, when they come in to go and bat, is going to be easy. Just imagine what happened in the game between the Northern Lions and, of course, the Western Dolphins. They were aiming at 86, the target. That's what 2 batters can do if they have a batting patience. So looking at that score, Ajao, you will say to yourself, except something negative happens, this batting side will lose this game, because if you have scored 86 in the first innings, then it's almost going to be easy for your opponent to surpass it. That means they require about 4 per over, which is doable, plus the extras that will come along with it. So that's what we are saying, and this is 12 overs gone, 58 for 4, and at this stage, the projected score would be at 97, because the current run rate is standing at 4.83. Mohamed Moshood is still the one trying to carry the team. He has 27 runs from 36 balls. Prosper Hosseini has got 8 runs from 5 balls. Plays it up, but he's safe.
Yeah, Shehu Adidaba. There's no gainsaying that they need a partnership going on. I've not seen too much discipline in the batting approach. Even for the Northern Lions, you see that when they are solid batsmen in the name of their captain, Sylvester Okwe, when the wicket drops, a lot of, you see crumbling coming up. Another good shot there. The chase is on. And you can see that just 1 run there, a single from that delivery. Very good fielding. You can see bodies chasing the ball. We want to see plenty of runs on the board. T20 cricket is about that big hitting, 6s, ball flying out of the out of the oval. But we've not seen much of that. We've seen lackluster batting, no discipline, no temperament. These are things the coaches have to talk to their players about. Whether it's T10, whether it's T20, whether it's ODI, cricket, you need temperament as a batsman. You need to be cool-headed. You need to select your shots. These are things that will help you hold your wicket and pile up runs. Set a good foundation for a huge total.
There was no run there for Prosper Hussaini off the bowling of Shina Udele, thanks to what Folajiwon Ogunaike did. Another missed opportunity for Prosper Hussaini to score runs. He knows he has to carry the weight of this team and play to the end if his team stands a fighting chance of doing anything in the second innings. This is the opportunity for him to bat and bat with all patience and application rightly incorporated.
He had the opportunity yesterday, but played one across the line, went up on his head. It was cut out. I'd like to see him occupy the crease better this time. They need to win this game as well. We need to see a match that is competitive. You don't, like Sheon said, we've been seeing a lot of games have been under 100. It's not too good for the campaign. The batters have not come to the party. Batters like Vincent, Ajeku Daniel, Chesson, they've not really come out to play. We need to see them come and show the class that they have. Another very good fielding by the captain. He's made sure no single there. It's the end of the 13th over. 61 for 4. Prosper Hussaini and Mohammed trying to build a partnership here. And they're doing it quite well. If they keep this on for another 5 overs or for another 2-3 overs, then you can have those wickets in hand in the last 2 overs to come and be aggressive and try to chase the big total. They should get 120 for this game to be competitive, because I know in the Middle Belt Tigers have a formidable batting lineup, and anything under 100 will look like easy peasy as usual. So
we are getting into the 14th over, meaning we have 7 more overs to go for this first innings to come to an end, and they are going for 2 runs and they get the 2. Sulaiman Rushawe asking a question for Olajuwon Ogunaike, please do better. That's what that gesture is talking about. That's what that gesticulating is talking about. Please help me, because everybody helps you also when you are bowling.
exactly, the fielding has to complement the bowling. You turn 2 into 1. Appeal there for LBW. The finger goes up. The batsman doesn't know what's going on. He's turned his back. He looks at the umpire, sees the finger. You don't have to do that. You have to walk when you see the finger. You don't have to put up any gesture. That's not good cricketing manners. When you see the finger, you have to take a walk. You don't ask questions from the umpire. That gesture could be giving you a fine at the international level. Let's see that again on replay. Plumb, 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 plumb. He's missed the line totally. And umpire's fingers up. Prosper Hussaini departs. He's livid, not happy with himself. He's played across the line. You shouldn't even be talking. You don't play across the line. The ball was on your wicket. This gesture is not nice, you know.
Well, you can see that again, but thanks to our producer who gave us an opportunity to see it again and again. Missed the line completely. and you could see that is a proper leg before wicket. If the leg was not there, the ball would have hit the wicket, and the umpire sees it and sees it clearly. And I must say, the umpire, Sukomi Odedele, was spot on 200%. Unfortunately, you played across the line. You didn't get the contact that you require. And since you didn't hit it with your bat and you did it with your leg, the sanction that comes along with it, you just have to accept it. In comes the captain, who must take responsibility now and see.
Not out, says standing umpire Sukomi Odedele. A big shout out from Sulaiman, LBW. Peter Aho facing Sulaiman. Not out, says the umpire. Sulaiman really giving some troubles here. Sulaiman is bowled very tidily, wicket to wicket. You can see the trouble is causing. The only way is to play with your straight bat. You play across that line, your candidate for LBW. Another good delivery from Sulaiman to end that over.
14 overs gone, 63 runs for loss of 5 wickets. Peter Aho yet to get a run after facing 4 balls. See that again on replay. What got out Prosper Hussaini. It was a prosperous ball bowled by Sulaiman, but the batting wasn't so prosperous. And Mohamed Moshood is the one carrying the team. He has 28 runs from 38 balls faced. The projected score has dropped to 90 because the current run rate is at 4.50. They will hope for a partnership that works so that they can take it over the line. But talking about partnership, the next partnership you will see, I'm sure Central Eagles will be envious of this partnership. It's the partnership of Ajao and, of course, Peter Oladoshu.
Thank you very much, Adidagba. It's a pleasure to have you here. Welcome back into the com box, Peter Oladoshu. Peter, was this what you were expecting from the Central Eagles? This is 14 overs gone and we're still struggling to get 70 runs on the board. This is 64 runs for 5 in 14.1 overs.
Yeah, certainly not the score you'd expect from any team at all in a tournament of this standard. But you still have to acknowledge the fact that this is as a result of competent bowling actions. Bowlers, to be more precise, taking the charge and making sure, because that is your job primarily as a bowler, to restrict the batters to the barest of minimums. And so far, I think that the reason why we have a problem with this score is because those bowlers have been more dominant in a sport even where we are used to seeing batters being the mainstay of the team. And given that the fact that the bowlers are the most dominant side, it's looking like the scores are something that is not of a standard. But you should need to acknowledge that bowlers are there to do their job, and the bowlers have been doing that. What is required now is for the batters to step up, which they've not really been doing in most cases. Only few teams have top orders that can really play out the game. The others just have to rely on their middle order most of the time.
Well said there. I've not really seen that batting come to the party for most of the team. Yeah, they want to play the big shots, and most of the time they get caught on the boundary. And again, well struck there. A single from that delivery. Shino trying his best to curtail these batters from scoring boundaries. The fielders have complemented very well. Like you said, Peter, bowling has dominated this tournament from the look of things. Appeal there for a catch behind, wicketkeeper appealing, bowler appealing, falls on the deaf ear of the standing umpire, Taiwo Oladunjoye. Let's see that again on replay. Sorry, umpire Wale Adekoya from the Court of Appeal end.
the Central Eagles are still really tossing and tugging, as this is barely enough. We saw a team couldn't. Oh my! High that a disadvantage there for Suleiman Ruse with the skipper, who barely had any hands behind that ball, but certainly he did prevent that ball from traveling any further than it would if there hadn't been contact. Big shot, and the middle of the bat was the contact point and into the infield. If that ball hadn't been in contact with Suleiman, probably the result would have been something either at the boundary ropes or a chance for doubles. Good attempt, I would acknowledge, and good shot, and really shaky end to the over for the batting side. 69 the register on the board so far for 5 wickets, and we're down to the last 5 overs of this particular inning.
It's good to see that the middle order batters are still on the pitch. These are the guys that can get you those big runs, those big shots. And let's see if they apply themselves accordingly. You have 69 in 5 overs, 30 deliveries. You can get another 50 to add to this, or more, or more. Too close, so close. Dubem coming so close to that off stump. Dubem back into the attack. He's got 1 wicket, 13 runs for 13 runs. Another good delivery there. They'll probably take a single from there. Good running in from Belumi Orimolari to stop them from trying to advance for the second run. The Middle Belt Tigers have really tried in cutting out the boundaries in this game, and you can see the results on the scoreboard. Boundaries had to come by, apart from Folajuwon, that the batters attacked Folajuwon. His pace wasn't consistent on the line, so he got blown for boundaries. Apart from that, it's been hard for us to see boundaries, but they're still trying to milk it out with their legs. Singles be the order of the day. You keep chipping out. You can't get the boundaries. You run between wickets. You can't rely on boundaries all the time.
Yeah, a lot more batters for the Central Eagles really need to step up in occasions like this, always relying on Salim Salah to try and put the majority of the runs on the board for them. In the first game out, they were able to score 157 with Salim Salah registering 83 of that off his bat.
Brilliant shot there. All the way for 6 maximum. What a launch. Much needed launch from Captain Peter Auer. Ball, see that in replay. Bowled into the arc. Makes no mistakes. Powerful swing of that arm. Gotten the ball over that boundary for a 6. This is how we want to see the middle order batters play. And I think this is a setup for 120. Oh, again. Not out, says the standing umpire. Hard ball straight down the leg. No threats to the wicket whatsoever. Ball not in line. No wicket to wicket. Hello, Chuku. And yeah, well played, Peter, for a single.
Peter, since coming in, has been able to strike a balance with Mohamed. But Mohamed still needs to take charge. It is nice to see that someone else has taken charge, by the way. Because in the last 2 previous games, Salim Salah has been that main person. And since he left, no one has really been able to complement and continue from where he stopped. So seeing Mohamed take charge and restart this much amount of runs on the board, they are still far off where they should be 82 is still very, very low. We saw that in the first game where the Western Dolphins couldn't defend the 83 they set on the board for the Northern Lions. So if the Central Eagles want to have any chance of defending whatever they're able to register, they will need way, way more than what is already here right now.
Projected score now 103. Current run rate 5.13 per over. Egosa back into the attack. And Peter walking him quietly to the leg side. They're taking the field on for the second run. And they do make it. Brilliant batting there. Running between wickets. You know, just playing that ball into space. Taking it out on the running. Oh, there's pressure everywhere. Batsman on the ground. Bowler on the ground.
And just like I was saying, if you look at the batting scorecard for the Central Eagles, Salim Salah only able to put one on the board. Moshood Mohammed, Husseini Prosper, and Peter Ahu are the only three batters to get into double figure. No other person has gotten into double figure. Chima Akachuku, who is the only one coming close with 8. Boniface only were able to register 6 of 6. And Happy Backshaw didn't really last long. We saw how that wicket runabout came out. And you have to compliment the Middle Belt Tigers as they've been very minimal with extras. 9 extras they've given out so far. And look at just the bowling there. Abolari Rashid, Folajuwon, and Awodele Shino are the only bowlers who are yet to pick up a wicket. But the likes of Undubudem on 1, Egosa also on 1, and Rusenwe Suleiman has 2 wickets. The best economy so far sitting there is Suleiman Usewe after 3 overs, giving just 7 runs and 13 dot balls. That tells you just how much dominance spinners have had in this tournament.
You can see that again, Peter. Bowling has dominated. And you can see Central Eagles, the partnership going on, not much from Salim Salah and Happy Bashaw. Moshood has been the mainstay. Moshood partner with Boniface. They got 14 runs off 11 deliveries. Akachuku and Moshood also faced 30 deliveries, both combined for 23 runs. Husseini Prosper also combined. So Moshood has played a very vital role here. He's coming to stay, and everybody playing around him. You can see him is 28 of 38 balls. He's played very well. He's kept his nerves, and I hope to see him explode at one point of this game, because we have barely 4 overs to go. I'm sure they have a plan to go after this bowling aggressively. Maybe they'll do that 2 overs to go, maybe 2 overs to end the game, or they can start in the 17th over if they like. But they need to do something to get this score over 100. Probably a 120 will be a match, because they also have some bowling in their artillery to come give to the Middle Belt Tigers.
Yeah, 120 seems pretty far-fetched considering the number of wickets and who are remaining in their batting lineup. Ifeanyi Ubo, let's not forget the bowler all-rounder, is capable with the bat and ball, but it's not really as technical as the top order who have had to go out. So if anyone is coming in there, you'd expect that they are coming in to just keep the runs sticking, but not necessarily find those big shots that will need to boost those runs to 120 for the Central Eagles.
It's good that Peter is still there. Peter is a big hitter. He's the captain of the team. He should hold his nerves and make sure he ends this game playing with Mohammed Moshood. That would give them some bites. Any wicket drops now is going to affect the run rate, because the new batter would probably dot 1 or 2 balls before getting going. There's, you can see Peter, injuries, scares here. Somebody being taken out of the pitch. I don't know who. A member of the fielding side. Medical is going to attend to him outside. I'm sure 12th man will have to come into play. An injury scare there. It's good to see the batters up on their feet after those 2 quick runs. I think there was a strain on some of the muscles. But it's good to see the batters are up. We'll find out who that fielder is. Teammates. Okay. We've confirmed Egosa. Egosa, the man with probably hamstring injury. He's limping, but I'm sure he's going to be attended to by the medics. Hope to see him come back, picked up back-to-back, man of the match. Man of the match back-to-back in 2 games. I want to see him come out to bat, so he should get adequate medical attention so that he can come when it's time to bat.
Yeah, record still being set in this tournament, and it's not even one that came to my head, but for the first time in the Nigerian Super League, we'll be seeing a 12th man coming to the fielding side to come in and actually play and not just be on the list. And David Ankara is coming in for Egosa Agedo, who is currently not fit enough, having just picked up a minor injury, I hope. But the fielding side will still have to play out with 11 men, which is the reason why David Ankara has come in, and Abolari will be coming in from the end it started at, the Court of Appeal end.
Abolari is actually coming in to finish up Eosa's over. Eosa Bowl just 1 over before sustaining that injury. There's 5 more deliveries to bowl, and I think Abolari would have to complete that.
Abolari, who's picked up for Egosa, looking to help and finish and round up the over. The Central Eagles really need to put something on the board right now. 85 is still within reachable range, especially for the mighty Mid-belt Tigers, who have chased down on 129, and the first match replying with 131 shows that they are capable.
Diving attempt there to take that catch to no avail. Shino, I hope he's not injured. Try to take that dive. The heart of a lion. You see, he's limping. That has gone for 4. Peter, you can see that on replay. Almost got there. Just dropped short of the man. I hope he feels better. Some strain there. I know Shino, he wants to play.
Yeah, that dive was much necessary. It's just a pity that there wasn't any contact, and regardless of that sacrifice, the ball still went all the way to the boundary for the 4. But he was a risky dive, and he knew it, and he knew what was at stake. If a wicket had been taken, he would still have the last laugh eventually. But regardless, his feet play will continue, and Bolari Abdul Rashid is coming back.
Up in the air. Somebody running there, Sulaiman. 4 runs declared by the umpire. Sulaiman, what an effort. Sprinting down that line, but couldn't stop that ball from running into the boundary. Like I told you, Peter is a big hitter and is bringing that to play now. Let's see that again on replay. Sends that ball blazing and can see that effort. Oh, mine. 4 runs from there. This is looking more like it now. This is the kind of action we want to see. It's taking on Abolari. And again, Peter goes for it. He's caught at long on. Beautiful catch there by Shino. He's having issues with his legs, but he's taking that. Beautiful catch. Peter trying to do that for his team. Much needed boundaries, but couldn't quite get hold of that ball. And it's been caught on the boundary rows by Shino. Good effort by Shino this time. Getting under the ball and taking a clean catch. You can see that on replay.
Yeah, the third time of asking Shino. This time around, caught that last laugh. Coming straight to him, even though he seems to be in a bit of a discomfort. But at this time, he can relax, knowing that fully well that he had caught out Peter, who this is the period where the fielding side always tend to get the best of the batting side, knowing fully well that this is still a chaseable score and there's going to be a lot of explosion from the batting side. And they have fielders in check and in places to make sure that wherever there is a chance of a catch, the right men are there. And Shino has proven that tactical approach will definitely, or is definitely working.
Yes, a warrior to me. He tried to take that catch and ended up injuring himself. He didn't leave the field. He wants to see this game through. That's the heart of a lion I talk about. And for him staying on the pitch, he's taking a catch, very vital catch of Peter Aho. This brings us to the end of the 17th over. It's 93 for 6, sorry. There's a new man in the crease. Let's see that catch again. Brilliant catch. Gets under it, calms down, takes that catch. Even in his discomfort, you can see he's a warrior. Ubo joins Mohamed. You can see Mohamed has moved to 32 of 42 deliveries. He's played brilliantly from number 32 of 42 deliveries. Ubo still yet to get a run. Mushewe back in the attack. He's bowled very well, decent, average, bowling average. It's difficult to put away. He's bowled wicket to wicket, giving batsmen all sorts of problems. And again, picking up a dot ball of that first delivery. Good cricket sense, I should say, Sulaiman Rushewe. That was back to Sulaiman, off the pitch. Good awareness.
Yeah, the fact that Mohamed Moshood has stayed this long, you know that there is something that he's doing right, and he's waiting for those balls, waiting for the loose deliveries, and making the contact at the right point in time. And as such, he's currently taking himself all strike for Ubo Ifeanyi, who seems to have done the same.
No run there. Very good fielding. Not out, says standing umpire. Sukomi Odedele. Ifeanyi taking this attack to the middle belt Tigers captain, and again walks out of his crease. Skips out of his crease, couldn't get it past Sulaiman. Dot ball to end the over. And the end of 18 overs is 98 for 6. Like I said, they would need about 120. We have just 12 balls to add something to this total. We'd like to see something substantial so that we can have a game. A good game to watch in the second inning. You don't want to see a a total that's paltry, and that the other team will just come play in 10 overs or in 12 overs. We want to actually see a game go to the wire. Both teams playing out their 20 overs and scoring meaningful runs on the board. This looks like one of those games that is going to be what we've been looking for. We've not seen the 180s, we've not seen the 200s, we've seen bowlers dominate. But still fair enough, bowling has been tidy, that's what it tells us. One run again from that. Shina Awodele continuing from the Court of Appeal end. No wickets yet. He's conceded 19 runs in his campaign. Ifeanyi is keeping out of his crease, and the ball is gone through the fielders. Taking easy double there.
It is already the 19th over as it is. There's still 4 wickets at hand. So I expect to see probably Mohamed Moshood will understand that he has to go all out. If I'm Ubo, will look to do the same. Probably they'll wait till the last over.
Oh, that was a catch. It looked like he dropped it, but he's caught it. Ifeanyi played straight to covers. Covers makes no mistakes. Holds on to the ball. Shino is happy. Ifeanyi is throwing everything at it. He's lost his wicket in the process. Let's see that again.
Yeah,
Throws his bat. And very good pick up there. Ifeanyi could only register 6 of 5 deliveries. Trying hard to get that boundary for his team. They've crossed the 100 mark. They're now 101 for 7. 18.3 overs gone. New batter in. Adebayo Samson. It's not really come to the party. The tail end batter can also swing his bat. Oh, gone again. Adebayo gone. Yesterday we saw him go for a duck. He's done it again. So he's a bowler. They've gotten into that, hitting into the tail of the Central Eagles. Adebayo couldn't contribute much, not at all. He added tally to this total. No run added. You can see that on replay. Whoa. Very good glove work by the wicketkeeper.
Yeah, Chinemaya Solomon has been excellent for the Middlebelt Tigers behind the wicket today. You just have to acknowledge just how effective he is in terms of taking those stumps, stopping those balls as well as those one-out opportunity. It's been one of the fastest. It's not been sluggish, and neither has it been relentless. Always been there at the right time, at the right space. Just looking at how close he is to the stumps for a pace bowler tells you everything you need to know about just how confident he is in his abilities as a wicket keeper.
Oladejo Emmanuel comes in and gets off the mark immediately. 1 run from that delivery is faced. Brings Mohamed back into the attack.
And not only is Mohamed back, but also Gosa, who was out for the 12th match, to come in with that minor injury. But he's fit again and he's back, playing back on the field of play as the Central Eagles are finishing the 19th over with 103 on the board. 8 wickets they've lost so far. 1 more over until we see the Middlebelt Tigers come in the second innings and back. Before now, the Middlebelt Tigers seem to be in control as the Eastern Eagles, the Central Eagles, my correction, will need to get themselves together and just go all out, place it, and see just how much more they can add on the board before the last ball.
Exactly, they should throw everything at it And Abolari Rashid to finish up bowling in this inning for the Middle Belt Tigers. Very consistent bowler. He's done very well in this over. The bowling has been on top. Batting has struggled. Struggled past 100, the century mark. Let's see how much they can add on to it. It's still not a formidable total for the likes of the Middle Belt Tigers batting lineup that has some senior batters, senior players with plenty of experience under their belt, starting from the captain, Sulaiman Unshewe, top order batsman. I'm sure he knows he has the work to do there. He's trying to curtail these people and throws the bat at it. Let's see, they're trying to run for a double. Oh no, the bowler don't gather. They get the double, easy double. Egusa back on the field of play. It's good to see him back. We don't want to have players sustaining injuries. I'm sorry, I talked about his hamstring. I'm so sorry about that. I'm sure it was a small strain. He's gotten medical attention and is back on the field of play. Like I said, they are throwing everything at it. Coming back for Bolari, refused to gather again. You should gather and make that stomping. They're taking them on. 2 runs from that again. They're taking that fielder on. Eusa.
He's not impressed with those throws by Gosa, expecting him to throw it quite ahead. That is 2 times at asking, and those balls haven't really been up to him as he's had to go down, and as such, lost 2 run-out opportunities. And Moshood, he's just going all out in this quest.
Well played by Moshood. You see, they are taking them on 2 runs per ball. I like this intention. You need runs. You got to run with your legs. If you're not getting the boundaries, you do run in between the wickets. Mohammed has played beautifully throughout this inning. He's joined by Oladejo Emmanuel, and Oladejo is running with him, trying to add as much as they can in this last over. They've scored 6 runs off 3 deliveries now. 3 more deliveries to come. And they take him on, Oladejo. A single from there. He picks out the fielder at square leg. Fielder makes no mistakes, stops the ball, returns the ball to Rashid, Abdul Rashid, Abolari. It's good to see. This is the kind of action we want to see. Maybe in the 15th over, 13th over, but we're seeing it in the last over of the game, which is not too bad, considering the fact that we should give the Middle Belt Tigers their flowers for bowling very well. Bowling has been on top, like you've said. It's 110 for 8, 19.4 overs gone. Oh, Oladejo taking on. Oh, sorry. Mohammed, knowing what they need. That's a bye. They take a quick single. The ball was in the hand of the wicketkeeper. You know how desperate they are. Is Nelson on board, 111.
Yeah, I saw it coming. I saw that run coming, understanding that it was going to be the last ball. And Mohammed, with the better batter in that crease right now, will want to be on strike regardless of the outcome. It was a good decision. He's on strike, and it remains to see if he utilizes it and sends the run even higher. We'll go big, I know. And that came with consequences. Expected that, but he also knew that was coming. But he would go for the gamble anyway. And that is the end of the first inning. What a beautiful way to end the first inning into the last ball. Samuel Umba with that big wicket of the informed Mohammed Moshood. which means that as it stands, the Central Eagles will be coming in to try and defend 111, meaning that the mighty Middle Belt Lions are going to be needing 112. It looks very, very reachable for a side that chased down 129.
Central Eagles ended that campaign with a wicket, 111 for 9.
Yeah, and if you look at the match summary, Mohamed Moshoud's performance is crowned it all. 42 of 52 balls, Peter O 22 of 17. It is the opening bowlers again. Hussein Prosper 12 of 11. This is the first time we are not seeing Salim Salau in this batting scorecard. And if you look at the bowling, it is Abolari Abdul Rashid on 2, Rusewe Suleiman on 2, and Awadele Shino also on 2 wickets each. And currently, it is the innings break, meaning that the Middle Belt Tigers will be coming back this time to chase what they've managed to limit the Central Eagles to. A lucky chase, a successful chase, or unsuccessful remains to be seen as the second inning will progress. We will be back. And for now, we will also is like we start calling. So where does the line get straight? Oh, that crossbar was there. Because it was clear from. Crossbar, they look say the ball don't down now. But now you go down. You don't go down, yeah? You don't even know if you get level. And it's a cross batter.
Oh, Rastaman. Yeah. We back live for the cricket over. If I'm really playing the in and out finish. Yes. If I'm playing the in and out finish, I'll come and play.
The second innings will be getting on the way as the Middlebelt Tigers now needing 112. This is the lowest they've had to chase so far, and they might not, but right now the fielding team is taken to the field. The umpires have been there, and Umbat Samuel and the active wicketkeeper Chinemania are the two batters opening the strike for the Middlebelt Tigers. Huge task for the Central Eagles, a side that knows that a win will keep them one spot away from a playoff fixture. And as the Middlebelt Tigers, a third consecutive victory will have them in that spot, a playoff round as well, joining the Northern Lions, who are already the first team in the playoff spots. Everything wants a guarantee right now as it sits and stands. And for the Central Eagles, it is far from assured the outcome, and not just the outcome, also the position that they will be at if they fail to pick up the maximum points from this game. It will be coming from the court of appeal end, and that is Prosper Hosseini opening the bowling for the Central Eagle in this desperate period. Wickets will need to be dislodged and fielders active for every opportunity. It kicks off the starts off the inning with a run, taking himself off strike and sending Umba to take strike. The Middlebelt Tigers have very little to worry about. They have the runs to ball advantage as it stands. Sheldon Ajidagba, looking at the first inning, I don't think at some point we expected the Central Eagles to be able to cross the 100-run mark. Obviously, they were able to do that, and they did that registering 111 on the board. In the second inning, I do think, given just how good Middlebelt Tigers' performance have been, do you think that they are going to get into that finish line as they chase this 112, needing 112 to win, by the way? Do you think that they will cross this finish line with ease, or the the Central Eagles is going to take them down the wire?
Well, thank you very much, Peter. The question you asked me, you could either argue for or against that it will happen that way, and it's under probability that they will get over the line with ease, and it could also be a Navy victory, and it could also be a loss, because the Central Eagles will never go down without a fight. Prosper Hosseini coming from the Court of Appeal end, starting out things just like he did yesterday. And today now is an opportunity for them to notch their second win, or better still, allow Middlebelt Tigers to go the way of the Northern Lions, which is a team that has played 3 matches and yet to taste defeat. what is required is less than 6 runs per over, but you can just sum it up to say 6 per over is what is required for them to get over the line. Plays it up, and the wicket keeper gets it. That was a difficult catch, made easy by Salim Salau. Everything about the chase, the catch, sums up how desperate they are to get a victory. Solomon Chilemaya with so much wisdom, but this time around, the wisdom belongs to the wicket keeper. Thank you, producer, and see that again on replay.
Yeah, Salim Salah had a similar opportunity like this yesterday, and he missed it, but this time this was for him. Very difficult. Underneath it, he had even gone past it and had to stretch behind. And what even makes it really a little bit more funny is that the fact that it was Chinemanya who caught him behind the stumps for the first wicket, and now he's returned the favor.
If I say this now, I could be taken out of context. That catch reminds me of myself, but then people would start making a mockery of that comment. See that again, how he had to stretch his body. That was a brilliant display there from wicketkeeper Salim Salau, getting his teammates at state level. They both represent Edo State. And what do they have in common? They are both opening batters. Another thing they also have in common, they are both wicket keepers. But sometimes they could be wicked by ensuring that you don't get it and appeal. Wow! What is going on? 2 out of 2. See that dejected figure, asking what exactly happened.
It means so much to the Central Eagles picking up a second win. Oh, that was certainly that it was confirmed. It was on the stumps. The batter, as much as he is not pleased about it, it was the right call. And now another wicket has fallen in quick succession for the Middlebelt Tigers. One thing I love about this sport, cricket, is that it goes both ways. The oppressor can also become the oppressed. And so far, the Middlebelt Tigers are having a taste of their own medicine.
The batter is going out without registering any run at all. This is the kind of start you would want as a coach, as a captain, and as a teammate, but more importantly, as a bowler. Giving away just 2 runs, but claiming 2 wickets, reminiscent of what we saw of this man on your screen and captain of the side, Peter Ao, do yesterday against the Northern Lions. He also got 2 wickets. Quick one you want to say. And they started out Cairns on fire, knowing that the runs that they posted wasn't that much. They needed something. Elijah Olale is the new batter to come complement the effort of Okpara. Samuel Peter Hall coming from the pavilion end into his first over.
It is some kind of a cheat code, having the 2 opening bowlers for the national team in the same team. It is obviously going to be a very daunting task for anybody coming in, any batter coming in. Imagine, just picture this, Sean. I want you to just picture this. Imagine having to survive Husseini Prosper's over and almost immediately Peter Aho is coming. That's back-to-back terrorizing of whoever is there. It's very scary when you're up there batting against these two simultaneously. And Peter Aho is not even giving them any breathing space right now as it sits. But finally, he's been able to get himself off strike at the third time of trying. Okwara runs one, sending Olaleye for his first time in the batting crease. Those 2 wickets are very important wickets for the Central Eagles. If they pick up victory today, it will be their second win, one more, and a guaranteed spot it will be for them in the playoff rounds. A good comeback from match day one yesterday. Peter Aho was very difficult to be combated by the batters. And he has continued off in that fine form. 4 balls, 1 run only. And you still got the likes of Chima, Kachuku, Aziz Waris, and Ifeanyi Wo, who will probably get the chance to come in and bowl later on. But right now, the Central Eagles have the runs in check. It's hit hard on the deck, and no run could be gotten off that. Olaleye really didn't have his bat in that place at that time. The fielding has been set everywhere is tight, especially on that offside, and the batters haven't been able to make contact. You've got to make contact first before looking to go into gaps. Right now, those contacts are in there as the balls are just too quick. Salim Salah could have done better in that terms. Couldn't stop that ball and has given a boost to the runs of the Middlebelt Tigers. Previously, they were on 3 at 1.5, and now it is still at 1.5, but the runs is at 8, giving that extra 4 wide. Lost his swing, Peter Aho, and put that ball outside of the leg. And the team who is pleased will be the Middlebelt Tigers. Already they've lost 2 wickets. And as long as the game goes on, they will look to score runs. Another error this time from Salim Salah. Didn't hold that ball at one attempt and gave the chance for a run to be berthed. And end to the second over, it will be 9 runs is what sits on the board. And 2 wickets have been dislodged of the Middlebelt Tigers.
The Middlebelt Tigers require 103 runs in 108 balls. The current run rate stands at 4.50, and what is required is 5.72. Slightly expensive over by standard of what Prosper Hussein is set. in the first over where he gave away just 2 runs and got 2 wickets to his credit. But this time around, Peter O, 6 runs, and the total is 9 for loss of 2 wickets. Elijah Olale yet to register his name. And the wicketkeeper even gives a chase more than happy back shot. And that's additional runs to the total number of runs scored by the Middlebelt Tigers. They will take anything. 2 runs is added. In his entire first over, he gave away only 2 runs, but into the second over, he has given just another way to continue to score those runs. Olale Elijah doing justice to that ball, dispatching it comfortably, sending Prosper Hussaini to the boundary. And like I said, in the first over, just 2 runs alone. But now, Prosper, 1 boundary and 2 runs is what we are seeing. It's a sharp contrast to what we saw in his first over. But this was a better bowling to Elijah Olale. A batter he also knows so well. At some point in time, both of them represented Ibeju Lekki Cricket Club 1. But now Elijah Olale plies his trade with Island Titans Cricket Club. Good running in between the wickets, putting pressure on the fielding side. They will hope for that start that they got. Much better bowling there from Prosper Hussaini. And don't forget, this is the Nigeria Super League, proudly sponsored by Rusa Advisory, Here's Energy, Sego Family Foundation, Nigerian Care Federation, EMR Mining Limited.
Those loose gaps will be exploited, and certainly they are doing that. Prosper Hussaini being a victim of his own abilities. That pace, all that pace needed was just a new direction. And Okwara doing just that, guiding that ball straight into the gap and down the line, and a beautiful way to end the over. It is 20-2 after 3 overs completed. 92 is not what they need in 102 balls.
Captain Peter Ho will entrust with the ball. Another reliable bowler, Ifeanyi Ubo. We are getting into the 4th over. They have amassed a total of 20 runs and they have just lost 2 wickets. They need 92 runs in 102 balls. The current run rate is at 6.67 and what is required is 5.41. Good start from Ubo.
Likes the bowling variations and likes to always test the batters with those extremely slow balls after getting the batters all hyped. Has worked for him on several occasions. And just now he's brought back the pace behind the ball, taking Olaleye off guard and giving them that chance to steal a single. It's not giving any chance at the moment. The runs that fall off that last ball of Prosper Hosseini has put everybody on their toes. In any more boundaries right now, could see a deficit in runs per ball is needed, and they want to come on that as soon as possible. Consistent on the offside, defying Ubo, not giving the batter any opportunity of crossing that ball beyond to the leg side. And that consistency has seen the run has seen him only give out 1 run so far, as the balls remaining is coming down pretty fast while the runs are struggling to tick. The complete 1, not fast enough for 2. Peter O, the man in the deep. Extra covers. And 2 runs already as a rotation in strike has been completed. Yoka Lens couldn't deal with it properly and doesn't even travel too far. An end to the 4th over. It will be only 2 runs we added from the 4th over. 22 is what sits on the board currently for the Middlebelt Tigers, as they have lost 2 wickets after the end of 4 overs.
Olaleye Elijah and Okpara Samuel still batting. Okpara Samuel scored 7 runs from 9 balls he has faced. Elijah Olaleye from 11 deliveries bowled to him scored 6 runs. And they need 90 runs in 96 balls. And time for Captain Peter Hall to entrust the ball with Waris, hoping this under-19 superstar can make life unbearable for the batters in the batting crease. Thought it was Waris, but on the second look, Chima Akachuku is coming from the corner of appeal end to his first over. And one of the many briefs he has gotten from the captain is to ensure that Okpara and Olale don't find joy in the batting crease. Great bowling there from Chima Kachuku. After 2 balls, no run added to the total runs scored by Middlebelt Tigers.
Not the intended direction, but will race to the boundaries for a 4. Give a big chase to find Ubo, but chased in vain he did. as that ball had beaten the wicket keeper, and off that piece was destined for the boundary regardless of the chase. A boost in runs for the middle belt Tigers. Looking at that ball back edge and just scooped into the bat out of the reach of the wicket keeper. And now the middle belt Tiger are building momentum.
Good stop, great posture. Good stop, great ensuring no run is added.
Good stop in that region by the fielder. Oladayo Emmanuel. Fielding at backward point. No contact for Olaleye. As that ends the fifth over. 27 they have on the board. 85 is what they need of the next 90 balls, and still they have 8 wickets at hand after 5 overs complete. This game will drag down. Very beautiful scenario to see. When you take a look at the replay and see how that wicket came about, everything was just too perfect and too in sync. From the ball bowled to the shot offered, everything was just in sync. It just happened in the split of an eye, from that release to the stroke and into that tiny gap, that needle hole that ball went through in past his body and into those stumps. And the Central Eagles certainly are putting themselves in a fighting position in this game.
Peter, they need to fight and fight to the end. Both teams need to fight. There is something at stake. Middlebelt Tigers want to do 3-0, meaning 3 matches without a loss. Central Eagles want to do 2-1, which means 2 wins from a possible 3 that they've played.
A direct hit to a quick feet of Suleiman Rusenwe is always there to call the runs. When Suleiman Rusenwe is there in the batting crease, you're always expecting to see that run between wickets more faster and easily called. He escaped that run out scene and will survive that scare. If he had been just less than a second late, he would have seen his wicket being dislodged. But he is there, and he will keep Olaleye and the ball ticking and on their toes.
Very sneaky and fast. Sulaiman Rushewe batting alongside someone who is not strange to him. Plays it up, but then nothing Happy Bagshaw can do. That was Hosseini Prosper. Looked very much like Happy. But unfortunately, see that again on replay. Sulaiman playing it up, but no problem. They play for different clubs. Elijah plays for Island Titans Cricket Club, champions of the 40 overs at the just concluded CCC League. While Sulaiman Rushewe, who used to play for Island Titans before moving to Ibeju, Lekki Cricket Club 1, and Waris is coming now from the Court of Appeal end, bowling to Olaleye Elijah, and as long as the dots continue to pile up, they will be glad about that. We wish him a quick recovery. I'm talking about Karim Ayoku. Yesterday, the ball slightly brushed his hands off that shot from Sylvester Okpe. But good to know that he's much better than yesterday after receiving medical treatment. But today, the coach decided to rest him, hoping he can be back again. And ladies and gentlemen, back at the commentary position, Ajao would be taking over from me after this ball. We were almost looking for a maiden, but one became two. And talking about two, to run commentary, you need a partnership, and the partnership that will work is the partnership of Peter and Ajao. I will be back much later.
Seven overs already completed for the Mid-belt Tigers, and they seem to have found their rhythm, even though the balls are significantly lower this time. 76 runs is what is needed from 78 balls, as the runs currently sits at 36 for 3 wickets. The bowling efficiency of the central, we've seen bowling. Earlier on, I was telling you and Ajidagwa that we've seen the bowling. The bowling has been the main focus point in this tournament, in as much as we expect to see from the batting. But we cannot take out the efficiency of the bowlers, as everybody has worked hard, including the bowlers, in making sure that a win or victory is recorded for each side.
Very well said, Peter. These two batters have batted together since they were teenagers. Elijah Olaleye and Rushewe Sulaiman started their cricket at the Liberty Stadium in Ibadan, Oyo State. As schoolboys, both played for Nigeria under 19. Both played at the World Cup. They made it to the World Cup in South Africa. And both gained promotion into the senior national side after that under 19 World Cup. So they know themselves well, and it's good to see them partner at the center for the Mid-belt Tigers. Elijah striking that one for a single. Quick feet from Sulaiman. You can trust him on those quick singles. And if you miscue fielding, they'll take you on for the second one, which they've done very well in this inning. Looking to see them take this partnership to the next level. Another single there. You can see how quick they're moving for the first one. A very good call. They know the man. The man is Prosper Hosseini. Got strong arms, strong shoulders, and this is decided not to take him on. You know he can throw the ball fast, so they're pretty much very aware of the opposition, and they're doing the job quite easily for their team. Oh, deft touch by Elijah is going to run all the way to the boundary. That's what I'm talking about, Peter, about awareness. He understands that only Salim Salau is behind him. There's no gully. There's no slip in place. So he just dabs that ball, fine off Salim, runs through the boundary for a 4. Brilliant batting from Olaleye Elijah. He started slowly, but he's picked up pace. You can see that again on replay. No man there picks the gap perfectly. All mark of a batsman. A batsman in form. He's not played cricket for a while. He's been in school. I talked to him during the break, and he said, he needs throw down. And I tell him, when you are coming back from a break as a batsman, I think all your antennas are set and you kind of perform. So you shouldn't worry about that. And he's performing. Tricky one there. He's trying to take the bowler on. The bowler has shown him that you can't do that. Shouldn't test me.
Yeah, Olale, very risky attempt. Was very good, quick to recover back, as and they were lucky that no that run idea was quickly really abolished. Otherwise, it would have been another partnership getting broken. Currently, just when it looks like the middle belt Tiger are looking to gain momentum, you start to see a couple of top balls by the bowling side of the Central Eagles. It is 42 of after 8 overs for 3 wickets, meaning that they need 70 runs of the next 42 balls. Now, it is very achievable if you ask me, but as long as those wickets are still at hand and we are not into the middle order, this is a target that the middle belt Tiger are very, very much capable of getting to and the quickest time possible.
Very well said, Peter. I want to see this partnership thrive as much as possible. Take this game away from the opposition. See a good fight here. And another good shot, quick fit. Picked up by the man in the deep. He only gets 1 run from there. Good shot from Sulaiman. Again, to keep the board ticking. These guys know how to do that. The seasoned batsman. And you can see that strong in defense. But Olaleye, Elijah, all mark of a batsman, you have to be able to defend your wicket. The bowling is on top. You have to be calm, keep your cool. And again, he's found the gap. But good fielding there by Oladejo Emmanuel. He's put a hand on that ball, stopped that ball from traveling far. Ably helped by his teammate, Oche. Oh, what a shot by. He's squeezing that shot out. Sulaiman, you see him looking for the gaps, just trying to walk the ball around. You see the difference between the batters we've seen before now. When you think they've gotten set, they start looking for the boundaries. These guys are not taking their heads up, they're keeping their head calm, keeping their head down. Another ball down to Happy Mibaka. They know him, so they've taken him on for a single.
Yeah, and that single brought us to the end of the night over. 46 is what sits at the board now. With 3 wickets lost, 66 is what's needed of the next 66 balls.
Very close match, I should say. Every ball counts. Every ball is intended to get runs for the batting side and the bowling side, trying their best to pick up the dot balls and possibly break this partnership and see if they can run through the batting lineup, the middle belt Tigers. This is good to see. We want to see this kind of partnership thrive into, say, the 15th over with a lot of wickets in hand. It makes the job easy for the batting side. And again, bowling has been dominant, like we've mentioned all day. The ball has been given to Oladejo Emmanuel, the spin bowler on the 19 side, youngster. Plies his trade for Ibadan Metropolitan Cricket Club, IMCC. An easy single there by Olaleye, Elijah. They're picking up much needed singles, and I know when the time comes, they can hit the ball as well. They're playing with so much sense. And again, running fast. You can see that first run, quick. Okay, good call again, very good call. Peter, you see the communication between these two batsmen. You see how in sync they are.
Yeah, Suleiman, Rusenwe, and Olaleye, they've been consistently running in between that wickets as those big runs aren't coming. And that's one of the reasons why we are able to see the runs go down very, very quickly for the Middlebelt Tigers, given the fact that the two times that they've tried, a couple of times that they've tried to find the boundary ropes, they've lost batter in the process. So why not just stay there and try and just keep the ball ticking? When the bad balls come, you take advantage of it and reduce the runs to ball distance.
Walked to the leg side, finds Ukasha, or finds Ufayin Ubo. Deep square leg. Could only take a single from there. Emmanuel Olaya rotating the strike again. And you can see them just jogging it through. As long as you keep that ball ticking, there would come a time when you would have to accelerate, step on gas, and try hit your total. But for now, you need to keep this wicket. You need to stay in the crease. Crease occupation is what I call it. Very well bowled by Emmanuel Oladejo to end that over. Just 4 runs from that over. Brilliant bowling from that young lad off spinner. It brings us to the end of the 10th over. And so does these teams go for a water break to refresh and re-strategize. We'll come back after water, continue proceedings at the TBS.
Innings break. The water break, my correction, has come to an end, and Aziz Waris, who kickstarts the second half of the inning for us. Suleiman takes himself off strike without lovely drive to the long off fielder. There hasn't been a lot of fast-paced running as they are conserving energy. And just now making sure that strike is rotated. That is Elijah and Suleiman. One, will they go? Yes, it is one. Central Eagles are at the ball advantage, but we will not be surprised when a boundary will change the whole trajectory of this matchup. Good call there by Elijah. Suleiman, always in a haste, would have lost that big wicket, but good comeback.
Good partnership there. And good call from Elijah to stop Suleiman from taking off. Again, another easy single there.
Should have been sent to the boundary, but I understand why Suleiman is wanting to play safe. He wants to take these runs down, keep it ticking, and when it looks like he's within grasp, he will go all out. But now the goal is simple: keep this wicket and stretch this game as far as possible.
Good running between wickets from these two. They really understand themselves. Taking that first one very quick, charging that field up. Good work by the fielder, but they still got two from there. It's good to see the fielders on their toes, and it's also good to see the batters wearing their thinking cap. Another good drive from Elijah. They're making this job look easy. It's 57 needed off 55 balls. Still very close. Like you said, Peter, you get two boundaries now, it changes the complexion of this scoreboard. And that's why Elijah and I'm sure, and we also know about superstition about water breaks. So, you know, you want to keep your calm. You don't want to go blazing, guns blazing after water break and lose your wicket. You want to, you know, just stay calm and rotate the strike and get that scare off your arena, of your mind.
And yes, halfway into the total runs, they have 56. They have 56 is what is left, and it's just 9 overs of play, and there will be a bowling change for the Central Eagles. Adebayo went out of the first ball he faced, and he's coming this time with the ball to come and make amends for what happened in the first innings.
Yeah, Adebayo didn't get going with the bat. Was bowled out, golden duck. Now he has the ball. He should give them a taste of his own medicine too. Let them feel your pause. He needs to bowl in the channel. He needs to bowl in the right areas. The batters look set, both on double figures. Olale Elijah on 21 of 31 balls. Rushewe on 14 of 15 balls. And another deft touch from Olale, just ticking it. They should keep ticking it like that. They're looking very professional. Not in a rush, not losing their head, keeping their head down, playing on the surface, not looking aerial. It's not time for that yet. You need to continue to grind into the 15th over before you start to step on gas. White ball there, cleared by the umpire. Adebayo doesn't need to give extras. You just need to put the ball in space. They are not actually attacking you like that. They're just taking their singles, pick a couple of dot balls. They pick a couple of singles. And let that matchup still stay. It looks evenly matched now. Oh, brilliant cut shot. No man there into the gap. Runs away into the boundary. Brilliant shot. And again, you can see this combination, the combination that works. They play together from secondary school, under 15 age group tournaments, under 17 age group tournaments. You can see that cut shot. Lovely cut shot. Picks the gap perfectly while running all the way. Takes Sulaiman Stali to 18 of 16. They're picking up pace gradually. Oh, brilliant shot there. Cover drive. Finds Ufai Obo. And they take 2 of that. Quick fade. And you can hear their teammates applauding them. They're doing a great job. Should take this game away from the opposition. Central Eagles. Oh, glanced to Happy. They've decided not to take him on. As a customer, they should get one from that. But, you know, they're still keeping their calm. No risky runs. No risky runs. Communication perfect. These 2 batters giving us something to watch here. But it's still evenly yoked. Bowling is not relenting. Oh, beautiful delivery there by Adebayo. Picking up another dot ball. You need to pick those dot balls. They are vital at this stage of the game. They are golden, I should say. If you don't get the wickets, you get the dot balls. Keep that run rate decent. And another cut shot. The field placement right now. Prosper was saying it there at the boundary. He's picked it up very nicely. Returned it back. Salim Salau. Brings us to the end of the 12th over. 65 for 3. Adebayo Samson, not for 9. He's considered 9 runs. And from the Court of Appeal end, Oladejo Emmanuel will be coming with his off spin. Field set has changed. You need your boundary riders. You need long on, log off, extra cover, deep mid wicket, deep square leg, short fine leg. Salim Salah is standing just behind the stumps. And there's also a gully in place. Ushewe turns quickly onto that short delivery, finds deep mid wicket, takes an easy single from there.
At this point, it looks like the batting duo of Elijah and Usewe are toying with the bowling side, not giving them dots, making sure that the ball is sticking with the runs.
Elijah's gone up in the air. Elijah's gone up in the air, lands no man area, no man's land. Lucky you, Elijah. I don't think it's time for that yet. You should still keep grinding. You lose a wicket now. It puts back pressure onto the batting side. You don't want to lose your wicket now. You want to take the game to a comfortable zone that you know that you have enough batters to clean up. And again, Rushewe walking that ball and taking that fast single. And they are taking a third one. I don't know if that would be counted. 1-run shot declared by the umpire. And you can see this partnership is thriving. Rushewe, 22 runs off 21 balls. Elijah Olayele, 23 off 33 balls. They've stayed. They've occupied the crease so far. Doing a great job for their team.
The field has been exposed. The fielding setting is exposed. And one of the reasons why I said the middle belt current batters are toying with the fielding side is they've consistently found the gap in every ball, just not wanting to run too much within the wicket. And when they want to, they will. So they've been taking the fielding side by surprise on multiple occasions.
Very good combination, I should say. And what a shot there. He's found somebody, and he's found the captain of the Central Eagles. That shot wasn't needed. Sulaiman thrown his wicket. As far as I'm concerned, you were comfortable. You didn't need go area. He's gone aerial. He's found deep square leg in the person of Peter, or the captain of the Central Eagles. And this might change the complexion of the game. Elijah still standing tall. Let's see that again on replay. He's converted that ball from offside to the leg side. He could have played other shots. He decided to do that, and it's cost him his wicket. It's 70 for 4 in 12.5 overs.
And not surprised, Egosa, having been previously down, was fit enough to come back into the fielding setup, finishing the inning, and has not come in, taking the bat. He has been there for the team long enough on multiple occasions. In the previous 2 games, a standout player, back-to-back man of the match performance by Egosa Adeho. Just when Suleiman is out, Egosa Gedo has been given that mantle of taking this game to the end, and he'll be very good with that. As long as he's in there, there is no breathing space for the Eagles. A dot, and that ends the 13th over. 70 is what they have on the board for 4 wickets. Right now, it is 42 of the next 42 balls. Very viable and much within reach.
From the pavilion end, the captain has decided to pick up the ball. Peter, our fast bowler. Elijah's missed out on that. Good start. Starts his campaign in this over with a dot ball. Elijah is up to the task. They both played for Nigeria. They've both gone to war together for the country. They faced themselves at the state level, at the National Sports Festival, and here they are again at the Tafawa Balewa Square Cricket Over. Matching up again. Let's see who takes the upper hand. He's walked it down that way and he's beating him. He's beating Waris. They've taken 2 there.
A bit of a sloppy fielding there by Waris. He should have actually stopped that ball rather than allowing the batters go for 2. that kind of sloppy fielding is not what you want to see from an under-19 player who you expect to have put his simple fielding drills, body behind the ball, what they call pick up and throw, but he just allowed the batters take two. Very well bowled there by Peter Ahort, swinging it in with the use of the wrist, ensuring that Olale Elijah doesn't have that elevation to hit the ball in the middle of the bat. It's vastly experienced batter, and also these two facing each other has once represented Nigeria at the under-19 in the World Cup in South Africa. Square cut straight down towards extra covers where you have Ifeanyi. Pick that up, giving it too much weight right on the foot stump line. Egosa, who plays more with the bottom hand, and these two are quite familiar foes. They're both from the same state, which is Edo State. Represented the same state, Edo State. Once played together on the Fegekowosa, but Peter had to change trades to Super Eagles Cricket Club 1 in the just concluded 2025-2026 Club Cricket Committee season, in which, interesting to say, that they were relegated, so they will be playing in the Division 1 aspect. But that's for a different time story. Very well bowled by Peter, using the deck and the seam of the ball, ensuring the ball moves away, not giving Egosa that room to easily swing his hands, and making sure that he doesn't have enough room. Now he's having a discussion with the batter, telling him, you know, we're both familiar foes, so we both understand each other. Last ball of the over to be bowled from the pavilion end. Peter Aho, the captain of his side.
He's bowled very well. This is over. He's taking the ball. He's taking responsibility. White ball declared by the umpire. Peter has added one to the tally of his opposition. You don't want to do that. You want to finish that over in 6 balls. He's added one to that tally. Sure, you like to finish on high. He's gotten a couple of dot balls, 3 dot balls from this over already.
The extras can be very costly at this stage. You need to make sure that you have ball and runs tallying at each other. But when you keep bowling those extra runs, it becomes very costly. Again, on the leg side, another white ball, 2 back-to-back wides delivered there by the captain. He needs to understand that if he wants his team to put up a fighting chance, he needs to bowl those dot balls. Dot balls matters in T20. They look more golden than the wickets at this point in time. The opposition side still has 6 wickets at hand, and they have every right to go after every single ball.
It's 37 balls, 37 runs needed of 37 balls. This game has been close since the beginning. And Peter has delivered another white ball, 3 consecutive white balls. Is Peter playing for the Central Eagles or playing for the Middle Belt Tigers? I don't know.
Interesting to say that apart aside that, I must give kudos to Salim Salah, the wicketkeeper. He has done extremely well to try as much as possible to pick those balls behind the batters, not allowing any of it beat him. Diving to pick those balls, kudos to him, ensuring that that doesn't go beyond just the wide signaled there by the umpire. Peter needs to bowl the good ball now to end this over, because this over seems to be taking extra long. That's the ball you want to bowl, appealing for an outside edge, but not given, declined there by the umpire, Sukomi Odedele, and there you have that man, Salim Salah, who's still topping the charts with the batting. But with the gloves, he's nowhere very close. And after the end of the 14th over, it's a 76 for 4, 36 needed in 36 balls. Technically, it is now 1 run per ball. So you must say that at this point in time, the captain of his side, Peter, needs to now be strategic about it. They need to understand, look, if you're going to win this game, you need to find a way to get those dot balls. Like I said in the previous overs that just ended, dot balls really matter most. And if you don't get those dot balls, you might be putting yourself under pressure. At this point in time, a lot of tactical genius will be saying, you know what, go after the wicket. But I would have said, you know what, just get the dot balls, mount pressures on the batting side. The more dot balls you get, it's the more they actually have much pressure on their side. Sheon, it's good to have you back in the commentary box.
Thank you very much, about me. It's great to be back after a long hiatus. Back at a time where it's very critical for both teams, both the batting side, the Middle Belt Tigers, and of course the fielding side, the Central Eagles. Emmanuel Oladejo, one of the youngsters who represented Nigeria under 19, will be bowling to Elijah Olaleye. And just cutting out 1 run. Waris gives it a chase.
Interesting to say, Sheon, a run per ball now, that is what they need. They don't need to do anything extra, except if you see the bat balls, that's when you go punishing it. But knowing truly well, Egosa likes hitting the boundary, so he needs to be very careful at this point. Goes down the ground towards deep extra covers. They pick that up. And they take just 1 for that.
Everybody has to fight. The bowler has to bowl sensibly. The batter has to bat sensibly.
On the ground now, Pete to Hussein Prosper at long on. Just a single taken again. It's still a run per ball, and that is what the batters are doing. They're not putting themselves under pressure. It's just keep the ball ticking. You don't need to look for the boundaries. Just look for those gaps. Run in between the wickets. Now he goes big. He goes high, but finds the space. And they go for the first. They're going back for the second. And they get 2 comfortable runs easily. Now that 2 runs now takes the pressure off the batting side and probably puts the pressure on the bowling side. If they can get a dot ball in this next ball, it goes back into being balanced.
The man will be facing once again. At some point in time, he was on 0 and 4, which meant that after 4 balls he has faced, he didn't score any run. That was too full, but lucky. The connection wasn't there. Back to that frenetic end. 31 runs needed from 31 balls.
Egosa drags that on to the onside where you have Hussein Prosper at long on for a single. Egosa needs to understand something. For the fact that he plays with his bottom hand, he needs to play most of the shots on the offside. That's the only way he can get more runs. The technical part of playing in the middle order is the fact that you could play with the top hand and play in the V. But Egosa tends to more play with the bottom hand. That's why most of the time when the ball is pitched on the offside, he drags it down towards the leg side. This is one curious tactical thing that the fielding side need to actually analyze themselves on. And after the end of the 15 over, it's still 30 runs needed in 30 balls.
30 good balls is what we are talking about. 82 for 4. The current run rate is at 5.47. What is required is at 6. And we are getting into the 16th over, a very crucial over. There are discussions going on the field. And after all said and done, Captain Peter Hall decides to hand responsibility to Samson Adebayo, who didn't have a good day with the bat. This calls for a lot of thinking. And Chima Akachuku, an experienced person on his own day, in his own right, and who has also captained a team before, having a conversation with Peter Hall, they had to think it through to say, who do we give responsibility to? And they are giving it to Samson Adebayo, and they'll be hoping for a good day in the sun.
Very well bowled. First ball, not making sure that Egosa has the free hand. And also, Sheon, just so you know, that Samson in the league has also been a captain for the team that just got promoted in the CCC League. That is Government College Ugeli. He was once their captain 2 seasons ago before he moved trades. But now he has that responsibility. He's vastly experienced at this point in time. Again, towards the leg side. Backshaw at shot. Fine leg. Gets 1 run for that. That's all he needs to do is just a soft touch with the use of the wrist towards the leg side. At this point in time, he just take 1 ball to change the face of the game. Most people will say we wait to the 19th over, but I say I wait to every single over. If they can survive this over, they take it now to the next over. They take it to the next over. Played with the outside edge of the bat, beating the wicket keeper. Only find third man in place. All they need is just a single. You just hope and pray that the batters make 1 silly mistake and you capitalize on that. But the batters also will be hoping that the bowlers make 1 loose ball and they also capitalize on that.
They are looking for a boundary, and that they will not get. Appeal by the entire team. And umpire Sukomi Odedele is not interested. You could see hands on head, players on their knees. And Sukomi just wants the game to go ahead as planned. See the game again on replay.
On the replay, let's say that again. Was that wicket in line? Yes, he was, but he was drifting down the leg side. That was a good call there by the umpire, Sukomi Odedele. He saw the ball perfectly well. He was drifting down the leg side. That in-swinger from Samson Adebayo. And now, Olaleye Elijah. Interestingly, these two are from the same state. They both played cricket in that famous Liberty Stadium in Ibadan, Oyo State. So these two are familiar foes. They know each other. Samson is a very good, prolific bowler with the new ball. Olaleye Elijah is a good top opening batter. Any day, anytime, he can destroy a bowling side. But this is the wicket they need most. If they get this wicket, they will have a sign of hope that they can win this game. Slower ball on the ground. A good fielding there by the man at mid-wicket. Waris putting his line and body into the ball, ensuring that that ball does not beat him. You could see the accolades that the captain, Peter Aho, gave him for stopping and putting his body behind the ball.
1 more good ball to be bowled, and we'll come to the end of the 16th over. It required 26 runs in 25 balls. Will this be a dot, a run, or a wicket?
Drop catch. That was a chance in the offer. He should have taken that catch. That was a golden moment. A lot of people might have not known, but to the technical team, they would have said that is a catch. Just look at that again on the replay. Straight back to him. He didn't put his hands up on time. If that had gone into his hands, he would have gotten that wicket that they need. But with that single taken to end the 16th over, it is 84 for 4, and it's 25 runs needed in 24 balls. I'll be taking a break while Olumide Ajao returns back into the commentary box.
Thank you very much. Very good to see this game go to the wire.
Good to see this game go to the wire. It's a ball per run, a run per ball. But if we get a boundary, Sheon, or we get a couple of boundaries, this dynamic is going to change significantly. If you get a 6 or 4, or you get one explosive over from the batters, it's going to change the dynamics of the game. It's still quite a par now. It's 25 needed off 24 ball.
The current run rate is at 5.44, and what is required is at 6.25. Emmanuel Oladejo is coming again from the court of appeal end. He has a bowling style like that of Sylvester Okpe, the captain of Northern Lions. His teammates will say, Emmanuel, which means God is with us. Please give us this day. Is that how you get this wicket? Or better still, you dot the balls. The most important thing is, for every dot ball is a pressure on the batting side. Now is Elijah Olale will be coming face to face with Oladejo. Emmanuel plays it up. Prosper is there, and just one will be adequate. The most important thing is there shouldn't be boundary. That might just knock everything off, Ajao.
Exactly so. You cut out the boundaries. This game goes all the way to the wire. He's played it, and Prosper's taking a catch. He's caught Ehosa. He's tried to play that ball, not gotten a hold of it. He's hold out, long gone. Safe hands of Prosper Hosseini. And Ehosa will depart for 8 runs off 12 deliveries. He's added his tally. And the middle order batters from the Middle Belt Tigers are going to have to come out of the dugout now with instructions, because this game, without boundaries, you can see that again on replay. You can see how elated Prosper is taking that wicket of his comrade, his Edo State teammate. You can see Ehosa's face. He's not really happy with that. Didn't get a hold of that. Sheung, we're looking for a boundary. We found a wicket. How does this change the complexion?
Well, it's still within reach, and in comes another batter to take over from the man who just left, and the only player in Middlebelt Tigers to have won a player of the match, Osa Agedo Destiny. The destiny of the team was in his hands, but he decided to give away that to his other brother from the state, but this time around in an away team, and in comes Undubudem Elochukwu to have an opportunity to have a feel of what Oladejo is doing with the ball.
Rightfully so. I give credit to Oladejo Emmanuel, young braveheart, has been called upon at this critical hour, and he's come up and done brilliantly well. And again, a chance, and it's gone all the way to the boundary. Is it a 4 or a 6? 4 declared by the umpire, Wale Adekoya. Should give some credit to the umpires. They've kept the momentum of this game going. You can see that again on replay. He's powered that ball over the bowler. And the man in the deep, running across, but couldn't really get a hold of it.
That's Emmanuel Oche Boniface. That was more like relief. And the on-field umpire is telling him, please move away from the side screen so that you don't obstruct the vision of the batter, especially the striker. And great comeback from Emmanuel. And we have come to the end of the 17th over, 93 for 5. And this is just about time for me to allow Peter Oladoshu to join Ajao. We'll see that again on replay. Oche tried all he could, but all effort ended in futility. And 18 balls left to be bowled, good balls, 19 runs to win. And of course, time for Peter to do justice to this assignment.
Welcome. Peter, welcome back into the com box.
Yeah, thank you very much, AJ. Yeah, it seems like the Central Eagles have a niche for taking the game down the wire. narrowly beating the Eastern Elephants by a run margin. And it looks like this game, they might actually take this game all the way down. And it remains to see just how many the middle belt might win by, or how tight it might be for in terms of chase that they might get close to. This, for a side that we've seen explode, I'm actually not being off guarded. I would not be surprised how the outcome of this game pans out, as both sides have proven that they can handle pressure when the pressure is quite tensed.
Elijah to continue. And again, oh, what a loose ball there. And awareness, Waris, game awareness. Direct hit attempt by Oladejo Emmanuel. He was expecting Waris to cover him up. The ball beat the wicketkeeper and also ran into empty space, and they afforded them a second run. And that's not what they want to see. I'm sure Chima won't be happy with that. 17 runs needed off 17 balls now. Very well bowled, Chima. Bowling into the channel. And Olale Elijah is not taking any risk. You can see he's on 35 or 45 balls. It's been a mainstay in this campaign. He's held his ground. A wild swing. Chima taking the ball away from the batter. A swing and a miss. Dot ball. Again from Chima. Seasoned bowler. Knows how to bowl at the depth of the inning. And is exhibiting that skill and that talent of his. And again, another dot ball. I don't know the game plan of Olale Elijah. Now, 17 runs needed from 14 balls. Due to these 3 consecutive dot balls from Chima Kachuku, that was making that required run rate go up. Current run rate at 5.38. And Olaye goes full blast, cover drive. If ball plays football, stops that ball from entering the boundary. Wow. I'd like to see that on replay. He wouldn't have reached it. He employed his leg. For natural footballers in Nigeria, he's put that into play on the cricket pitch to deny Olale Elijah a boundary. He's walked it and they're running quick between the wickets. They're going for the second one. Oh, didn't pick it up quite nicely, Oche. And they get 2 from there. It's 4 from this over. 1 more ball. Oh, it's over up. That comes to the end of the 18th over. It's 99 for 5. It's 13 runs needed of 12 balls. This game is going to go to the wire, the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, definitely it's going to go to the wire because you need just 13 runs in just 12 balls. Like I said, those precious dot balls really does count. Now the batting side are beginning to realize that, look, we may have dotted a lot of dot balls during those times, but now it is very crucial and important for them to actually get those runs on the board. Now, this is the over that matters most. Who other to bowl that over than that tall, lanky man? That man from Edo State started his cricket at age 16. I remember the first time I saw him in the high-performance pitch at Adolo High School, known as Edo Boys High School. Hussein Prosper, that man has transitioned from being a teenager into a youth, and now he has been saddled the responsibility of bowling what it is known as the penultimate over. This 19th over is very crucial. Dot balls or wickets will be very crucial because they need this. Remember, it is 13 runs required in 12 balls.
We have a match on our hands at the Tafawa Balewa Square Cricket Oval. The Middle Belt Tigers up against the Central Eagles. Prosper Hosseini running in for his first delivery. And Dubem just plays that for a single, rotating the strike, bringing him, Olaleye Elijah into the play. Going to be facing the next ball. Good rotation of strike. Let's see if Olaleye would be able to power Prosper Hosseini. He's not unknown candidate. They've played together in different circuits. They played together on the same team.
Yeah, they definitely played together on the same team, but they need this particular over. This is very crucial for both the batting and the bowlers and the bowling side. Full this time on the leg side. Good stop there by Chuma Akachukwu, ensuring that the batters only go for a single. Remember, I said it, crucial. Dot balls matters. Even if you can cut off the boundaries, just make sure that they run per ball, and then you have the opportunity for the very last ball or the very last 6 balls of the game. This over is very crucial. Now it is 11 runs required in 10 balls.
Yeah, he's gotten a bat to it. He has taken the first one very fast. And they do make 2. Running fast between the wickets. Olaleye Elijah and Budubem. Olaleye moving to 39 of 50 deliveries. He's been a mainstay of his team. Held his nerves, kept his calm.
Putting so much shoulders of the team into his hands, ensuring that his team gets to where they are in this comfortable situation, but the pressure is still mounting. Now it's a run per ball. 9 runs required in 9 balls. Can Prosper Hosseini get a dot ball to put the pressure back on the batting side? Underbeam facing Prosper Hosseini. He goes big on the leg side, but he gets just 1 run. It is still 1 run per ball. 8 runs required in 8 balls. This is becoming the game we wished for. It might have looked a little bit dull in the beginning, but now you can see the pressure has mounted. This last 8 balls is going to be very crucial to determine who wins this encounter.
Very rightly said. Prosper has 2 more deliveries in this over. And strikes the ball straight to long off for a single. Elijah Olaleye keeping that ball ticking. He's done a beautiful job. Stayed in the crease, occupied the crease for such a long time. Had a good partnership going on with Runshewe before Runshewe departed. And he's kept his nerve. He's playing through the inning.
Now, this is the big question. Will Elijah Olaleye take the run, or will he stay on strike to face the last 6 balls? Drags on the ground. Can that be taken? Yes, it is. Lovely catch there by OJ Boniface. He takes the catch at the deep. And now that crucial wicket and that pressure has now mounted on the side, because with that wicket, it's going to be 6 balls for 7 runs. Now the question is, who will be bowling the last over of this game?
That we wait for the captain to make his decision. Last ball of the over, you can see that. Dubem clipping that ball to mid-wicket. Oche makes no mistakes, gets under it, and takes a perfect catch. Very much needed catch. You need that break. They've taken the break.
We've gotten to the last 6 balls of the game. This is very crucial at this point. It's a 6 balls left in this over for 7 runs. Who will be bowling it? If no other person than that vastly experienced man from Oyo Ibadan State, from Ibadan, Oyo State, bowling it to his friend Olaleye Elijah. It is now Chima Akachukwu against Olaleye Elijah. This is it. 7 runs required in 6 balls.
What a matchup. What a matchup. What a match we got. Last over, first delivery. A swing and a miss. Oh, he's bowled him. He's bowled Olaleye. Off that first delivery, that's a wicket. The wickets of Elijah Olaleye has fallen at this very crucial hour.
I am not quite surprised. Look at that replay. Olaleye Elijah was looking to go big, to finish it in grand style. But if I were him, all I needed to do was just hit on the front foot and play that on the ground to just get a single to put pressure back on the side. Now the pressure is now more on the batting side because what is required now is 7 runs in 5 balls.
Wow, wow, wow. This has turned out to be, look at that again. Bowled him. A swing and a miss. Took his eyes off the ball. He's played so well till now. He shouldn't have done that. He should have kept his calm, walked the ball around. It's not over yet. But there are 2 new batters in the crease. And you know what that means. There are 2 cold bodies. I want to see how they want to work this out. Abolari and Awodele Shino coming in to face 5 more balls to score 7 runs.
5.
Shino is not known to be a mainstay batter, but now he has to do something for his team. He has the responsibility of taking this game away from the Central Eagles.
He knows there's so much pressure on him right now. But if I were him, I'm going to keep my calm. I'm going to keep my nerves down. All I need to do is just make connection with the ball. And let's just take that rotation first before hoping that Chima Akachukwu bowls that loose Yorker ball. Because definitely at this point in time, what he will be looking for are those Yorker length balls. So definitely he might be looking for it. I just said it. He'd gone high. Can that be taken? And it's a catch. This is what we say. That's the pressure that goes on. That is the pose you want to see. That is the man telling you, you know what? You need to calm down. Look at that jubilation. Look at that man taking jersey number 99. Samson Adebayo under pressure. Takes that catch. And now it is pressure on the batting side.
Very good catch. Very calm, collected guy. Cops that ball. A good combination from Chima Akachukwu. And you can see that again on replay. Points to his man. They both trade their cricket careers for your states. They play in Ibadan at the Liberty Stadium. Set him up, set the Batman up very well. He's lost his wicket. 2 quick wickets. Chima going for a hat-trick in this critical hour. Let's see if Chima gets his hat-trick. Newman coming into the crease. Abolari on 0. 7 runs needed off the last 4 balls.
You see, the pressure of having new batters in is where the batting side are currently. When you have new batters in, it's more like you need to just bowl your good balls. At this point in time, I believe Chuma Akachukwu won't be doing anything different. He's going to stick to what he has done in the last 2 balls. We've had situations in this tournament up till today where bowlers have been trying to get up to hat-tricks. Can Chuma Akachukwu be the first in this tournament to get an hat-trick? 3rd ball of the over. Chuma Akachukwu on the hat-trick. He has Osagbekan to bowl to. Remember, it is 7 runs required in 4 balls.
Can he get a hat-trick? Let's wait and see. Dot ball he gets. A dot ball from there. And Salim Salah running all the way to ensure no run be taken there. Has returned the ball directly to Chima. Chima has 3 more balls to deliver. He's missed out on the hat-trick. He didn't attack the wicket though. He just put the ball outside off stump. Swing and a miss by the batsman. And it's bowled him. Chima's got 3 wickets in this over. And he's telling his teammates, calm down. You guys should calm down. I'm in control here. I'm in control here.
I am not surprised. He's vastly experienced. He has bowled in such situations before, not only for the country Nigeria, he has also bowled it at the club level, and now he's doing it and is ensuring that he takes his side to that point where they want to be. He keeps saying something. He never likes to lose. And now you can see why Peter Aho gave him the responsibility. Sadu Chimakachuku with the responsibility to bowl the balls. 4 balls bowled, 3 wickets taken, 2 balls left, 7 runs required.
Last over in our hands. This is almost unbelievable. They've run into this tail and run into it aggressively. Chimakachuku is making no mistakes. Bowled 3 wickets off this last over. Amazing performance from this young lad. It's a pleasure to have played cricket with this man. We play at the Liberty Stadium. I've known them since teenagers, since we were secondary school. Secondary school cricket. We showed promise, showed talent, showed skill. Developed over the years. Experience to be here. Player. He got his man, Elijah, and is now like he struck the ball.
This is it. This is the ball. You need to hit a 6. You need to hit.
What a game. I said this game will go to the wire, and it has not failed me. This is good to see. What a game. 1 ball, 6 runs. Chima. What a performance. 3 wickets in this over. Brilliant performance by this young chap.
Last ball of the over. Chuma Kachuku to a bowlery. He goes down the track. It's only going to get a single, but that ball race to the boundary, no matter what it is still a victory for his side. The middle belt Central Eagles have won the game. Look at that jubilations. They are giving you the Eagles slogan and the style. Just look at how they are running and jubilating. They know how important this is. The runs might have looked like to be low, but you can see how heavy this is to them. They knew they had to win this game, and they have done it in grand style. It was that last over that made so much difference. Chuma Akachuku taking three wickets to ensure that the Central Eagles wins this game. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure having you right here. With big congratulations to the Central Eagles winning by just 1 run. 1 run again. The last time they won by 1 run. And again, they have won by 1 run. We'll be seeing you at the post-match. Thank you very much.
Hello, hello. Hello. Welcome to the post-match presentation of the Nigeria Super League. It was a thrilling encounter between the Shark, the Eagles, and of course the Tiger. But ladies and gentlemen, the Eagles scratched the Tiger and lifted the Tiger to make it 2 out of 3 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I'll now invite the captain of the Middlebelt Tiger. He has never been in this position, but the first time he will be coming, Sulaiman Rushewe. Sulaiman, what a frenetic finish. You needed 7 runs in the last over, but it didn't happen. Were you guys too confident about the score your opponent posted in the first innings was why you batted that way?
Not really. I felt the track looks a bit tricky, but guys adjusted later on. But I just feel like me batting ball in the middle order, I just let the team down, which I feel I would have carried the team all through. So 7 runs, 6 balls, it's an easy game for us to win, but I think we just triggered it.
Going forward, what is up next for the Middlebelt Tigers?
Guys, I'm proud of the guys, and guys are up for it. We take one at a time, which we have 2 games ahead, so we take one at a time.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Well, you just heard from the captain who said I should have carried my team all the way, but then I'm proud of the performance of my team. We go again in our subsequent games. Now I will call on the captain of the Central Eagles, Peter Aho, who should be more excited to talk to me now. Peter, this is the kind of face a lot of people want you to have. Once again, a Navy win, just like you had against the Eastern Elephant. You've gotten this 2-run victory over the Middlebelt Tigers, inflicting the first loss on this team and making it your 2nd win from 3 matches. How excited are you?
Yeah, we are very excited.
Did you ever have any chance that this game was going to slip out of your hands?
At every point of the game, we backed ourselves and just kept to our basics and just played.
And honorable mention to Chima Akachukwu, who came through. I saw you when you were thinking about giving ball to Samson Adebayo. You had to have a conversation with Chima Akachukwu, who is another leader. Say something about Chima Akachukwu.
Chima is an exceptional player. You can see from his fielding, batting, and bowling. He's just so exceptional. So this last over, we were thinking myself for him, and because of the previous over I bowled, I felt he would be better to bowl this over and deliver for us.
Congratulations, Peter Aho.
Thank you very much.
All right, you can see an excited Peter Aho saying, I have to give props to Chima Akachukwu. Left for me, if I have my way, I will say, Chima Akachukwu, take this away. Because how do you explain somebody bowling the last over, taking 3 wickets, and of course 1 dot, 1 run, and then 4 runs to bring the game home? But unfortunately, you only have to get an honorable mention. My player of the match is someone who was not so prosperous with the bat, because he scored 12 runs from 11 balls. But with the ball, he did what he had to do by taking 3 wickets. Ladies and gentlemen, my player of the match is Prosper Useni. And to help me do this presentation is an ICC Africa level umpire that is really certified, Taiwo Oladujoye. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing close to the player of the match. He's very excited. A prosperous Prosper. How excited are you winning the player of the match?
I mean, I'm very, very excited because I did my part from the first innings down to second innings and I carried my team through. And at the end of the day, we are victorious and it's a happy feeling for me.
You people did not score too many runs, but when it came to bowling, you had to do what you were doing. At some point in time, the balls that you were bowling was at par with the runs that they required. Were you in any way afraid that you were going to lose this game?
For me, from the very beginning, I know the potential we had with our bowling, so I was never afraid of anything. I just know like we can do it. I believe in the boys, and from the very first over, you saw what happened: 2 wickets, 2 runs, and from there we just carried on with the momentum, and to the very end, We didn't relent, we didn't give up, we just keep fighting to the end.
You were the player of the match, but if you had your way, you would have given this award to Chima Akachukwu. Say something about Chima Akachukwu.
I mean, he did very well with the ball and supported with the bat at least, and with the feeling also. It was very fantastic. I mean, last over defending 7 and you got 3 wickets. That was a very, very fantastic job. I mean, I wish it was him, but at the same time it was me, so I'll just appreciate him.
Congratulations, Prosper.
Thank you, sir.
You can hear from a prosperous Prosper feeling very excited that he has won the player of the match. Action resumes tomorrow, talking about day 5, match 9, and the very first game for your viewing pleasure. We'll see the Southern Sharks taking